2. 17%. Chapter 81. The galaxy no longer exists. The terrifying neutron battle star. Subscription. For the fleet of the Athos Empire that is building an encirclement outside the galaxy. Qin Sheng didn't bother to take care of it at all. For him, building the neutron battle star is the most important thing now. The construction of the neutron battle star has entered a critical juncture. As long as the construction of the neutron battle star is completed, then the Athos Empire will be yours. Whatever you do, Archduke Arden. No matter what level 4 civilization you have. Direct neutron battle star to your face, up. Are you satisfied? It's so simple and rude. The neutron star is shrouded in two halves, one on the left and one on the right. At this moment, the appearance of the neutron star has changed again. Hundreds of 10-kilometer-long large transport supply ships continuously transport various construction materials to both sides of the 3D printer. Various construction resources were opened and directly thrown into the universe. The 3D printer automatically emits decomposition light and decomposes it into basic particles. Then recycled and reconstituted. Continue to shape it into the material you want. Under the action of a 3D printer. These microscopic particles are all combined together, covering the surface of the neutron war star. Layer after layer. The quark-to-quark connection continues to be tightened by 3D printers. The strong interaction between them has been continuously deepened. Until it turns into a tight, monolithic complete material. At this moment, the neutron star has turned into a large spherical sphere whose surface is covered with absolute 0 degrees, absolutely smooth, without the slightest friction, and the strong interaction force of vibration. At this moment, the strong interaction shell covered by the outer surface is still thickening continuously. According to the original design blueprint, the strong interaction shell of the neutron battle star must be at least 10 kilometers thick. At this moment, all the materials carried by Qin Sheng's fleet, which are enough to build tens of thousands of warships, have been consumed. However, the strong interaction shell armor of the neutron battle star was built to a thickness of less than 10 meters. So much material consumption. Seeing this, Qin Sheng took a deep breath. The data blueprint of the neutron battle star does not say how many resources and materials will be consumed. Looking at it now, I am afraid that the material of a whole planet is not enough at all. Helpless, Qin Sheng could only send a fleet to find available planets. However, in this galaxy with a neutron star at its core, there are no other planets out there, just a belt of meteorites flying all over space. I don't know how many years ago, when the stars of this galaxy evolved into neutron stars, all the planets in this galaxy were destroyed. I don't know if these meteorite belts left in this galaxy are enough. Qin Sheng thought to himself. Send out 8,000 of the current 9,000 odd warships. 1,000 warships were left to perform security work, and the rest of the warships were all used to mine the meteorite belt in the galaxy and transport resources. 4 months later, the construction of the neutron star is nearing completion. The strong interaction shell covering the surface of the neutron star is already more than 7 kilometers thick. However, all available materials in this galaxy, space nebula, space dust, meteorite belt, etc., have all been mined by Qin Sheng's fleet. Sent to the 3D printer. An enormous amount of material is turned into basic particles, which are then continuously compressed by the 3D printer. It turned into an extremely hard shell with a huge mass but a small volume. Qin Sheng didn't expect that at the last step, he was stuck with resource materials. The diameter of the Sun is 1.4 million kilometers, and its mass is about 200 billion tons. The overall mass of the current neutron battle star has exceeded 3 times the mass of the Sun. 600 billion tons. However, the current total diameter of the neutron war star is only a mere 17 kilometers. The diameter of a mere 17 kilometers, but it has such a quality, it can be seen that its strength is terrifying. However, this is not the complete body of neutron battle star. It's still 3 kilometers thick. However, at this time, the neutron war star can already be activated. Battle star department. Inside the neutron star body under the strong interaction armor shell, sub-superluminal information series space position system. 12 source crystal core power supply furnaces. 360 antimatter energy powered reactors. 120 tachyon propulsion tandem engines have already been installed. What is currently lacking is to make up for the last 3 kilometer thick strong interaction shell, and only then can the rest of the weapons and equipment be installed except the main gun. There is also the Sky Curtain, space warping force field shield. neutron pulse interference device, etc. Get out. Qin Sheng thought to himself. This planetary system essentially ceases to exist. At the core of this galaxy is a huge gravitational bondage of neutron stars. But there are no planets in the galaxy, and those planets have been destroyed in the process of the evolution of the core star into this neutron star. Turned into countless flying dust, meteorite belts. And now, all these dust and meteorite belts have been mined by Qin Sheng and turned into the armored shell of the neutron battle star. Essentially, this planetary system no longer exists, but from another perspective. This galaxy exists again, as long as the space warping force field of the 3D printer that currently isolates the huge gravitational force of the neutron war star is removed. The gravitational force of the neutron battle star is once again radiated into space. That is, it can easily gather a galaxy. Suppose the neutron battle star sits still in a patch of space for countless years. After time, the cosmic dust attracted by the huge gravitational force of the neutron war star will continue to gather here. Dust will gather into planets. The planet will rotate according to a fixed orbit with the neutron war star as the core. In this way, another planetary system is born. But to reach this level, it would take a long time, measured in billions of years. Incredibly long. Under Qin Sheng's orders, microcosmic particle 3D printers begin to undo the space-distorting force field that envelopes the entire neutron battle star. At the moment when the space-warping force field was withdrawn, the bounded huge gravitational force began to spread into the universe. 1,000 kilometers, 10,000 kilometers, 100,000 kilometers, thousands of kilometers. The more than 9,000 battleships of the Dakan Empire scattered in all directions, all felt the huge gravitational pull at this moment. More than 9,000 battleships of the Qin Empire were gradually unbalanced in space. The battleship pulled by gravity madly headed towards the neutron battle star at a speed close to the speed of light. Qin Sheng's complexion changed, and he immediately shouted loudly, "All warships immediately activate the sky shield." At the same time, the remote control of the neutron battle star will open the Space Position Series system. Blue data flow fluctuations flickered in Anvaria's eyes. At this moment, the Space Position Series system inside the neutron battle star was activated. Mark all units of the Great Qin Empire as friendly units. In the space, there was a distorted fluctuation in the outer space of the more than 9,000 Dakan Empire battleships, wrapping the hull of the battleship. Neutron battle star's space position tandem system worked. Under this system, all warships loaded with the sky curtain, space warping force field are no longer affected by the gravitational influence of the neutron war star. Re-stop in the air and find a balance. But the loss was inevitable, and there were still 17 transport supply ships less than 100,000 kilometers away from the neutron battle star, pulled by the huge gravitational force in 1/3 of a second. Hit the surface of the neutron battle star. The surface of the neutron battle star is covered with high-strength strong interaction shell armor. The 17 transport supply ships crashed into the top in an instant. But fortunately, all the transport and supply ships in the Dakan Empire are unmanned ships, remote-controlled, and there are no casualties. I have been in this universe for such a long time, and I have not been destroyed by any warships by the enemy. I didn't expect to be destroyed by my own neutron battle star. 17 ships are really no one. Qin Sheng said in a self-deprecating manner. He did not expect that the gravitational force of the neutron battle star had increased to such a terrifying level. Judging from the fact that the battleship just now was pulled, it was basically close to the speed of light. I am afraid that only when the speed reaches or exceeds the speed of light can it successfully escape the gravitational influence of the neutron war star. Your Majesty, after my data calculations, if the gravitational force of the neutron battle star continues to radiate, then the maximum range of gravitational influence that can be reached. It's a radius of 50 light years. That is to say, if the gravitational force of the neutron battle star needs to spread over enough time, then with the neutron battle star as the core, the area within a radius of 50 light years, whether it is a planet or a star, will be affected to a certain extent. Quote, if the neutron pulse jamming device is installed, this maximum will be amplified to a radius of 120 light years. Anvaria's voice rang in Qin Sheng's ear. Qin Sheng nodded slightly, with some lingering fears in his heart. It's just the gravitational pull that naturally emanates from the neutron battle star. Terrible so. Now let's enter the central control room of neutron battle star first. Qin Sheng threw away the distracting thoughts in his mind and said. The Space Position Series system has been activated, and all friendly units are not affected by the gravitational force of the neutron battle star. Qin Sheng's flagship, a seemingly unremarkable, Yongle Emperor, class integrated battlecruiser drove to the neutron battle star. Close to absolute zero on this surface, an absolutely smooth spherical celestial body. The outer hatch of the neutron battle star opened, and Qin Sheng entered the interior of the neutron battle star. There is a wonderful feeling inside. There is such a huge gravitational pull on the outside, but inside, Qin Sheng feels an unparalleled peace of mind. It's an absolute sense of security. An incredibly comfortable pill. 17%. Chapter 82. How many warships are there at home? So desperate. Subscription. Stel. 1. Qin Sheng raised his right arm and called out the leader of the Golden Sparrow Spirit Clan, Stella. His Majesty. A virtual image of a little loli immediately appeared on the armor of the right arm. The machine soul is possessed on the neutron battle star, and from now on, you are the machine soul responsible for the control of the neutron battle star. Qin Sheng ordered. Yes, Your Majesty. Stella nodded her head, and from her expression, it was obvious that she was a little reluctant to leave Qin Sheng, who had been carrying her closely all the time. But Qin Sheng's order is greater than the sky. The little loli in front of the virtual image disappeared. When it reappeared, it appeared from the central control panel of the neutron battle star in front of him. Your Majesty, I have complete control of this neutron battle star. Follow your orders. Qin Sheng nodded slightly. Fine. Then, it's time to choose a target. The corner of Qin Sheng's mouth slightly curved, and a star map appeared in front of him. It is a star map of the whole territory of the Athos Empire. One of the many rewards Qin Sheng received when he destroyed the battleship of the Athos Empire. At a distance of 19 light-years from Qin Sheng, May 17th, there is a colonized planetary system of the Athos Empire. It was also the 7th time when Qin Sheng came to look for the neutron battle star, the terminal station of the stellar cosmic string channel transition. This planetary system of the Athos Empire is also the closest planetary system to Qin Sheng. Inside a planetary system, there must be countless resources and minerals. Now, the neutron battle star is not fully built yet. The strong interaction shell is still 3 kilometers thick. Not even the sky curtain, space distortion field shield is installed. It is also time to leave this empty space and go to that planetary system to find some minerals. Recycling 3D printers. Under Qin Sheng's order, the 3D printer of microcosmic particles that had reverted to a complete spherical shape re-entered the spherical mothership with a diameter of 400 kilometers. It has returned to the protection of the sky curtain, space distortion field shield. For Qin Sheng, even this neutron star is not as important as a 3D printer. When you're ready, let's go. After nearly half a year, the more than 8,000 warships of the Athos Empire scattered in space are finally about to complete the construction of this space curvature isolation zone with a diameter of 2 light-years. The space curvature isolation belt is a spherical shielding belt with a diameter of 2 light-years artificially created by the battleship of the Athos Empire, which is enough to completely wrap an entire planetary system. Once this shielding belt is built, no warship can travel at superluminal speed through the curvature engine and break through this shielding belt. It's almost finished. We just need to wait for the arrival of Archduke Arden. That damn fellow Alec Sean, he's waiting to be trapped in here too. I don't know what's going on inside now. Would you like to send a warship to investigate? Just as many nobles of the Athos Empire were discussing this matter, they suddenly received a report from a battleship ahead. My lord, there is a fleet sailing out from the space curvature isolation zone. They seem to be trying to get out of here. What? Is it Alec Hill? He's running. No, don't let him run away. Stop him for me. 1. Assemble. All battleships must be assembled at once. The order was issued, and the battleships of the Athos Empire began to assemble. However, they are too scattered. Previously, they used the curvature engine to pull out this isolation zone 2 light-years in diameter in the curvature space. Many warships orbited the galaxy without entering the gravitational range of the galaxy, pulling the curvature engine space to isolate the trajectory and ran a long way. Basically, they are distributed within a few light-years. Now let them assemble suddenly. They won't be able to assemble in a short time. The battleships could not be assembled, and the nobles of the Athos Empire could only watch helplessly as the huge fleet had never been fully constructed, and there were still gaps in the space curvature isolation zone to break through. Damn Alec Hills. Can't let them run away. All the battleships that can come over now. How many can come over? Chase me immediately. A nobleman shouted in exasperation. And many more. At this time, another nobleman found a clue. They don't seem to be Alex Shan's fleet. The shape of the battleship, is not the battleship of our empire. The nobleman watched with the help of the long-range optical detection system, and roared in shock. What? Not Alec Mountain, not our empire's battleship. How is this possible? All the other nobles stared in disbelief. If it weren't for Alex Shan's fleet, whose fleet would that be? At this time, an incredible idea rose from their minds. Could it be? An aristocrat gasped in cold air from the 4 airways on his face, and murmured in shock, could it be that it is the fleet of the Great Qin Empire? No, it's impossible. Alexian has more than 2,000 warships, although we look down on Alexian, but no matter what, his fleet is also the regular army of our empire. 1. A genuine Tier 4 civilized warship. 1. Hide and Hinang of the Great Qin Empire can defeat Alex Shan. After speaking, everyone fell silent. If this is true, then, the Dakan Empire undoubtedly has the combat power of a 4th-level civilization. Immediately, all the nobles of the Athos Empire felt a deep fear. Emerging from the bottom of their hearts, they shuddered and couldn't help but feel a deep fear. When they first knew the name of the Dakan Empire before. At that time, the Dakan Empire was only a low-level civilization that they were chasing and wanted. How long does it take? Are there 3 years? It's only been 3 years. In just 3 years, has the Great Qin Empire jumped to the level of a 4th-level civilization? This. Everyone was shocked and deeply terrified. A nobleman's airway tightened. He sucked in the cold air, and said dryly with his 4 eyes, then, shall we still pursue it? Chase. If you want to die, go after Zero. A noble took a deep breath and said, wait for the Grand Duke's planetary star to arrive. Now we can only send a few reconnaissance ships and follow them far behind to see where they want to go. Our main force is here waiting for the Grand Duke's main fleet to arrive. As long as the Grand Duke's main fleet arrives, it will be the death of the Qin Empire. These words suddenly made all the nobles reach an agreement. Wait for support. They currently have 8,000 warships, and there are more than 7,000 warships that cannot be assembled at present due to the long distance. Sent to die. I am afraid that the hundreds of warships that have been assembled will not be enough to send by then. There are several warships at home, so desperate. Just kidding. They all have at least tens of thousands of years to live, and they all want to live longer. Did they run in that direction? A nobleman asked. Let me see. Another noble asked his subordinates to observe, and after getting the results, he was stunned. They seem to be heading towards Viscount McAdam's fief planetary system. What? In the direction of my fief planetary system? Among the group of nobles, Viscount McAdam was slightly taken aback, and then his face changed drastically. Nearly 19 light years away, the most distant planetary system is his fief. Also named after him. There are 2 colonized planets inside the galaxy, and there are more than 200 billion Athos people living there. They are all subjects of Viscount McAdam. The fleet of the Dakan Empire used his planetary core, Ungshin, as the terminal for the transition, and then came here. Immediately, Viscount McAdam couldn't sit still. No, I have to leave immediately. My entire estate is in the fief. 1. Viscount McAdam roared, and then the figure disappeared. It turned out that what he had here was just a 3-dimensional virtual imaging projection. Not only him, most of the Noble 5.2 present are basically all 3-dimensional virtual imaging projections. Viscount McAdam himself was on the bridge of his fleet flagship. He hurriedly issued an order. Quick. Chase it. Go back. All warships, return to the fief immediately. 1. In the space, the rest of the fleets of the nobles of the Athos Empire were all watching Viscount McAdam's fleet leave. They don't do anything. Anyway, what the Qin Empire went to was not their own fief. None of their business. The distance of 19 light years can be crossed in about 17 days at a speed of 400 times the speed of light by the Dakan Imperial fleet. There is no curvature engine on the neutron star. But it is the tachyon propulsion engine that is installed far beyond the curvature engine. Tachyons, the lowest speed particles, are superluminal particles. Its speed is terrifying, far exceeding the ordinary curvature engine. Beyond the McAdam planetary system. Outside the otherwise unremarkable planetary system, the neutron battle star of the Dakan Empire descended. All celestial bodies, stars, and planets in the entire planetary system have felt the terrifying gravitational force. 1. 17%. Chapter 83 The Real Destroyer Class Fleet. The Fleet of the Deccan Empire. Subscription. P.S. The author moved back to his hometown from the city some time ago to live in the countryside, and there is a question, is the power outage better in the countryside than in the city? The power has been cut off twice in the past few days, each time at night. Macadam Galaxy. Colonial planetary system of the Athos Empire. It is the fief of Viscount Macadam, a nobleman of the Athos Empire. 60,000 years ago, the source crystal ore was discovered on the old home planet of the Athos Empire, attracting advanced cosmic civilizations. Since then, the 8 countries that were originally in the era of the planet's original feudal civilization have united. The unified Athos Empire was formed, the strongest country became the imperial household, and the other 7 countries became the 7 great emperors of the empire. The Athos Empire entered the cosmic starry sky and opened the era of the great voyage of the universe. In order to open up the territory of the empire, the emperor of the empire issued a development order. As long as you can occupy a planet and develop it stably, you can become an imperial noble. Because of the pioneering order, countless Athos pioneers entered the universe galaxy. It laid the foundation for the vast territory of the Athos Empire, which now has a radius of 2,600 light-years. The family of Viscount Macadam was the aristocratic force that appeared under the pioneering order. It has a history of more than 50,000 years. Although Macadam's title is only a Viscount, his strength is much stronger than that of an ordinary earl. In this planetary system, there are 2 stable colonies that have truly transformed into life planets after a long period of life transformation. The total population of the 2 life planets in the planetary system is about 0.1260 billion. It can be said to be the planetary system that ranks relatively high in the entire empire. However, at this moment, this planetary system that has been stable for more than 50,000 years is about to usher in its disaster. Outside the planetary system, the neutron battle star has descended. The huge gravitational force it exudes naturally began to affect the surrounding. Influenced by the gravitational force of the neutron war star, countless space meteorites rammed into the neutron war star frantically. Then it shattered abruptly on the neutron battle star. However, the huge kinetic impact force carried by these space meteorites close to the speed of light is equivalent to a goose feather falling on the surface of the battle star for the extremely hard neutron battle star. Insignificant. The family of Viscount Macadam is called the Golden South Flower family. The fleet under his command has a large number of warships, more than 5,000. Before, Macadam went to pursue Qin Sheng with a large force, and took away 1,500 warships. There is still a garrison fleet of 3,500 battleships left in the galaxy. It is also a very powerful force. At least, it is not a problem to destroy dozens of third-level civilizations. It can be said to be a real destroyer fleet. Inside the planetary system, the Jinnanhua 1 life planet outside the space station in synchronous orbit. A large number of warships are docked in the spaceport. But at this moment, these battleships, like the spaceport, are shaking violently. What happened? In the space command of the space station, the younger brother of Viscount Macadam, MacArthur stood up straight with the help of the self-balancing stabilization system of the power armor. My lord, according to the detection of gravitational waves, there seems to be a powerful gravitational source outside the galaxy. The entire spaceport and all warships are partially affected by the gravitational source. A technician performed the test immediately, and the report was soon reported. Giant gravitational source, outside the galaxy. MacArthur was stunned for a moment, and suddenly felt that it was unlikely. How could a giant gravitational source appear out of thin air outside the galaxy? Is it planetary stars? No, not likely. The entire Macadam galaxies is 1.2 light-years in diameter. Although the planetary war star has its own gravitational existence, at best it is the gravitational degree of an ordinary planet. It can also affect an area with a radius of hundreds of thousands of kilometers. How is it possible to directly affect the planets existing in the galaxy directly from the outside of the galaxy? Besides, the propagation speed of gravitational force is also the speed of light, and the diameter of Jinnanhua galaxy is 1.2 light-years. Even if their planet is relatively far away, it is at least 4 trillion kilometers away from the galaxy. Even if a battle star with a relatively strong gravitational force approaches, it will take at least a few months for the gravitational force to reach here. How could it affect them as soon as they appeared? Unless this gravitational force travels faster than the speed of light. Send a fleet and go check it out. MacArthur immediately issued an order, but this time, no one returned his words. All except him, that is where they are. Huh, what are you doing? MacArthur frowned and said impatiently. Big Lord, there is no need to investigate. A technician stammered, with great fear in his words. What? MacArthur was stunned. Because that gravitational source has already come to us. What happened? Hearing this, MacArthur's expression changed drastically, and he quickly adjusted the gravitational lens to observe it himself. At this moment, MacArthur was stunned. I saw an incomparably huge gravitational source constantly approaching them. Its speed, and even the speed of gravitational propagation, has exceeded the speed of light. At present, the distance is not too close, at least there are still trillions of kilometers away. Their gravitational effects are not too great. However, with the constant approach of the gravitational source, the entire planet will probably be greatly affected. What is that? Is it a star? Is such a huge gravitational source a star? No, impossible. All battleships, immediately turn on the space distortion field shield. Send out and completely destroy that approaching gravitational source. 1. Can't let it get any closer. MacArthur gave an order frantically, and he was ruthless in his heart, must not let that gravitational source approach. The entire spaceport's second garrison fleet, 1,500 warships set off immediately. All battleships have the space warping force field shield turned on. Under the protection of the space warping force field shield, the warship itself can counteract a certain degree of gravitational influence. In this way, the warship can be safely approached to the huge source of gravity, and then the light-speed kinetic energy guns equipped by some warships can be used to destroy its entity. Fundamentally, dissolve that huge gravitational source. Quick, quick, 1 inch. In the spaceport, a 3-kilometer-long, silver-white battleship with golden flowers on its surface opened. A full-coverage power armor, fully armed Athos soldier quickly ran into the battleship. Including the original duty soldiers inside the battleship, after all the 6,000 soldiers of various arms of the battleship were in place. The hatches closed and the engines at the rear of the battleship started. The quark fusion reactor supplied a huge amount of energy to the engine, and a gray stream of propelling particles was ejected from the tail of the warship. However, just when the space battleship had just taken off and had not completely left the port, a sudden, extremely dazzling pulse beam in space arrived in an instant. This pulsed beam seemed to appear in an instant, and then traverse the entire space. Directly ignore the space warping force field shield that the battleship has activated, and penetrate it completely. Boom. The entire battleship was directly out of balance, and the 3-kilometer-long hull slammed into a friendly battleship not far away. Another friendly warship turned on the space warp field shield just as it collided. This time, the head of the unbalanced warship hit the hull of the friendly warship. The middle part of the hull is just stuck in the space distortion force field. Inside the battleship, the hundreds of soldiers of the Manhwa family who were just shrouded in the space distortion field could not even scream. The body covered by the high-level power armor was directly twisted into a twist by the space, and then instantly burst into a cloud of blood. The exterior of the battleship. The 4th-level civilization technology is created. Even if it is a direct ton bomb blast attack, the armored hull of the high-strength grain-reinforced alloy structure 517 that has any damage begins to spread and twist under the distortion of space. The entire 3-kilometer-long hull was twisted into a huge silver-white alloy twist. Then, a huge explosion occurred. It turned into an extremely gorgeous fireworks in space, adding a color to this dark space. Before waiting for the rest of the battleships to be surprised, the next moment, hundreds of pulsed beams, identical to the previous attack, appeared out of nowhere from the dark space. It was extremely precise and fast, hitting one after another of the Manhwa family battleships. The speed of these pulsed beams far exceeds the speed of light, and completely ignores the space distortion field shield that the battleship has opened. In an instant, it pierced through hundreds of warships that had not yet completely left the spaceport. And this is just the beginning. In the next few seconds, one after another, the same attack hits one after another. Same fast, same precision. Each wave of attacks destroyed at least hundreds of warships. More than 10 consecutive waves of attacks were completed. An explosion of fire flickered in the entire spaceport, and the wreckage of the battleship flew everywhere. The macadam Manhwa family, the 1,500 warships of the 2nd Garrison Fleet of Planet Manhwa No. 1, were all destroyed in a mere 3 seconds. MacArthur hasn't even fully reacted yet. And at this time, perhaps because the threat was cleared, he really saw the enemy battleship that was flying fast. It was a dense fleet of spherical warships, one large and one small. There are more than 9,000 warships, one with a diameter of 400 kilometers and a spherical warship with a diameter of 17 kilometers. Each battleship has the appearance of being pitch black and embellished with gold lines, and the word, Chin, in small seal script is uniformly depicted on the deck of the battleship. Of course, MacArthur did not recognize the word, Chin. But he'll know next. The real destroyer fleet is here. The fleet of the Dakan Empire descended on the outside of the Jinnenhua number 1 life planet. 17%. Chapter 84 Destroying You. What does it have to do with you? Archduke Arden arrives. 4K, please subscribe. P.S. 4K chapters in this chapter. This planet, 34,000 kilometers in diameter, is about 3 times the size of Earth. The mass is 4 trillion tons. All the mass can be used to decompose, and continue to improve the neutron battle star. Qin Sheng was in the central control room of the neutron battle star, looking at the virtual representation of the entire planet Jinnanhua-1 in front of him. Very well, the rest of the battleships are spread out, leaving enough space. The Space Position Series system can completely release the gravitational force of the neutron battle star itself. At present, the neutron battle star is 6 million kilometers away from the Jinnanhua-1 planet. At this distance, the planet Jinnanhua-1 has not been torn into pieces by the huge gravitational force of the neutron battle star, because the neutron battle star has been opening the Space Position Series system. Greatly reduce its own gravity. Therefore, the planet Jinnanhua-1 is well preserved. But, next, the huge gravitational force of neutron battle star will be released. Under Qin Sheng's order, more than 9,000 Dakan Empire warships scattered to make way for the neutron battle star. In the outer space station of the Golden South Flower number 1 planet, MacArthur only reacted from the shock just now. He stared wide-eyed as he observed the sphere-shaped warship that was only 17 kilometers away so far. The surface was extremely smooth, and the surface was incomparably smooth. What are they trying to do? For a moment, MacArthur remembered the Ooze Harvest Star that was destroyed by the Qin Empire at the beginning. The Dakan Empire used a kind of star-killing weapon to completely turn the abundant planet of Ooze into cosmic dust. Could it be that these damn bastards want to use this weapon again on the planet of our Jinnanhua family? MacArthur burst into anger in his heart. It's not enough to destroy a planet of life, is it destroying another? Do you know how many intelligent life will be killed by destroying a living planet? 100 billion. At least 100 billion. Those are the people of his Otis Empire. On this planet of life, there are all the subjects of his Jinnanhua family. MacArthur's 4 eyes suddenly widened, bloodshot and blue. But then, a disdainful, sarcastic voice came out of his airway. At this moment, 1 trillion kilometers away, 2,000 warships of the 3rd Garrison Fleet of planet Jinnanhua number 2 are coming here. And the reason why MacArthur calmed down quickly after being angry, there was a hint of fearlessness. It is precisely because his Jinnanhua family has spent huge sums of money to buy 2 sets of super-large space distortion field shields that are enough to cover the entire planet from other civilizations after the tragedy of the Uzbekaz star. In fact, most of the nobles of the Athos Empire did so. The Athos Empire itself does not have the technology for such super-large shields. It has to be purchased from other level 4 civilizations. But because the price is too expensive, the Athos Empire is conceded that there is not much threat, and most of the nobles are corrupt. Therefore, the existence of the Elector, including Archduke Arden, did not equip his planet with this kind of planetary shield. Oh, the Archduke Arden had a set before, but it was equipped on a planetary battle star. He didn't equip his own home star. Therefore, the tragedy of the destruction of the abundant planet of Ooze was caused. But now it's different. MacArthur's eyes widened. He really wanted to see, when the great Qin Empire repeated its old tricks to destroy the planet, but was blocked by the giant star-covering space distortion field shield of the planet itself, what would happen to him? Apprehensive look. Although before, the fleet of the great Qin Empire was in just a few seconds. It destroyed 1,500 battleships of his Jinnanhua family's 2nd Garrison Fleet. But at the moment MacArthur is still fearless. Because just now, he has received a super-light communication from Archduke Arden. Archduke Arden and his planetary battle star, as well as more than 20,000 attached battleships, are coming soon. Ha 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 ha. Destroy, destroy. If you find it useful, try to destroy the planet. 1. In half an hour, Archduke Arden and his planetary star will be able to jump here. At that time, it will be your real death. MacArthur's 4 eyes were still wide and bloodshot, and the 4 breathing holes on his face were rapidly ventilating, and he almost laughed wildly. In the dark, empty space, there are countless dense flickering light spots. Just like the entire universe, these flickering light spots are like stars, but they are clustered together in 2s and 3s. There are so many that you can't help but imagine. How many such stars should there be? 100 billion, 200 billion, or tens of trillions, or far more than that. It seems that there is one head recording all this, the camera is far away, and the picture gradually shrinks. A wider perspective emerges. Just now, the picture of the cosmic galaxy with countless billions of stars disappeared. In its place was a huge light curtain covering the entire universe. The lens continued to move away, and the huge light curtain kept shrinking. It could be seen that there was an identical light curtain not far from the huge light curtain. There seems to be a huge universe inside. The lens continues to rise and move away, and it can be seen that this is a blank chaos, and in the chaos, there are countless huge light curtains that contain a universe. It is constantly swimming in this chaos. But at the moment, the lens is still up. The screen turned green. It turned out that the huge light curtain that contained a whole universe, with a number of billions, was all wrapped in green. At this moment, there are also billions of these green light curtains that are constantly moving, and they are constantly moving along the path that seems to be a cosmic neural network and a cosmic string. One can't help but wonder, is this some kind of multiverse cosmic string collusion network? The lens is still pulled up, and the picture keeps shrinking and shrinking. At this point, the entire multiverse has turned completely green. At a glance, there are green planes everywhere. This green plane seems to have branches and veins. Suddenly, a huge black towering pillar stepped on a green vein. Immediately afterwards, several black towering giant pillars trampled the green veins. It was as if some terrifying cosmic behemoth that could swallow the entire multiverse just now was advancing. It seems that every foot can crush hundreds of millions of multiverses. The camera continued to rise, and the truth was revealed at this time. It turned out that it was just a leaf with a length of 4 centimeters. Everything just now is a microscopic image of the inside of the leaf, starting from the most basic atomic structure. And the terrifying cosmic behemoth that can trample hundreds of millions of multiverses with each foot. It's just an extremely small, ant-like insect crawling on the leaves of the land and jungle, walking forward along the fine lines of the leaves. Suddenly a red shadow came. The leaf trembled violently. A slender tongue rolled up the insect and swallowed it. The culprit creature squinted its compound eyes with satisfaction, and just raised its head to the sky. Suddenly, a flying creature with a length of no more than 20 centimeters rushed down from the air, and the tough claws pierced it, and then grabbed it and flew into the sky. This slap-sized flying creature kept pulling up its height. Fly to an altitude of several hundred meters. It shows the dense jungle below, which is extremely dense and green. The flying creature continued to fly, and suddenly a huge sonic boom came. In the high-intensity atmosphere, the 10-meter-long civilian spaceship smashed the flying creature into blood mist. The Athos people in the spaceship burst into laughter. The civilian spaceship flew upwards, as if trying to fly out of the atmosphere. Getting higher and higher, the dense jungle below dwindled. The entire continent with a length of more than 6,000 kilometers emerged on the surface. 2, 3 a full 9 continental plates with a length of more than 6,000 kilometers are embedded on the surface of the planet. And the endless green ocean. Civilian spaceships continue to fly upwards. Broke through the atmosphere. Behind the civilian spacecraft, the entire 34,000-kilometer diameter, emerald green golden south flower number 1 planet appeared. The civilian spaceship ascended into space and left the entire planet behind. It seemed that the size of the civilian spaceship was getting bigger and bigger. Getting bigger. The speed is also getting faster. Close to the speed of light. It directly covers the entire planet that is not far behind. The wild laughter of the Athos within also turned into screams, and then fell silent. Then, sound. The entire ship slammed into the camera. A civilian spaceship that was attracted by the huge gravitational force left the planet, and at a speed close to the speed of light, it directly hit the mirror on the surface of the neutron war star. Not the slightest vibration was caused to the surface of the neutron battle star. It turned out that everything that happened just now was the surface of the neutron war star, absolutely smooth, absolutely zero, without any friction, and everything inside the planet Jinnenhua 1 reflected from the vibrating mirror surface. Planet Jinnenhua number 1, Even if it is an extremely small leaf on the surface of the planet, the atomic structure inside is clearly reflected by the absolutely smooth mirror armor of the strong interaction material of neutron battle star. The entire Jinanhua 1 planet with a diameter of 34,000 kilometers was torn apart by the huge gravitational force of the neutron war star. Falling apart. Under the gravitational force, all life on the planet is torn apart and turned into elementary particles of the universe. The more than 100 billion Athos people on the entire planet died without the slightest pain. All plates on the planet, oceans, crust, mantle, and even the outer core and inner core. Under this huge gravitational force, they were torn apart, and then decomposed. Transformed into countless elementary particles and flew to the neutron war star. Covers the surface of the neutron battle star. It blocked the absolutely smooth body surface that could reflect everything. The neutron battle star destroys the planet in the simplest and most ruthless way possible. Huge gravitational pull. Not even using any weapons. It's just the gravitational force that comes out naturally. This neutron battle star is still unhurried, as if it is an unintentional gravitational force. It's like saying, what's the point of destroying you? Lee Deshao. MacArthur, who had already sailed at superluminal speed in advance and escaped the gravitational pull of the neutron war star, was deeply shocked. He looked at the planet Jinanhua number 1, which was torn apart by gravity and was completely destroyed in just 10 minutes. Can't speak anymore. He looked at the planet that was supposed to have a diameter of 34,000 kilometers, but at the moment it was empty, there was only a void, and there was not even a speck of dust in the universe. Can't speak anymore. Until the neutron star began to move its position. When it started to go to the Jinanhua number 2 planet 1 trillion kilometers away. MacArthur woke up. Totally awake. Do not. He let out an incomparably shrill, terrifying scream like a cuckoo crying blood. At this moment, the despair that seemed to be bigger and terrifying than the entire universe enveloped his heart. 10 minutes later, the neutron battle star of the Dakan Empire had already approached the second planet of Jinanhua. Seeing that planet Jinanhua number 2 and the 130 billion Atuous people above it are about to follow in the footsteps of planet No. 1. At this time, a sudden burst of dazzling light came from the star. The giant leap portal opens. One with a diameter of more than 5,000 kilometers, a smooth mirror surface and a battle star moved here. Followed by, there are countless streamers flashing out of the transition portal. Densely packed, more than 20,000 Tier 4 civilized battleships appeared in the universe around a planetary-level battle star with a diameter of 5,000 kilometers. Archduke Arden and his planetary battle star, more than 20,000 battleships of Tier 4 civilization, have finally arrived. 17%. Chapter 85. The Emperor is benevolent, so there is no slag left after hitting the enemy subscription. Ta, Your Highness, you are finally here. MacArthur turned from utter despair to ecstasy, as if the drowning man had finally caught the straw. He quickly used the communication to contact the planet-level battle star. Inside the planetary-level battle star with a diameter of 5,000 kilometers, in the central control room. Archduke Arden's plump body is littered with implanted machinery. Only by using these machines can he stand normally and even walk. What happened? Archduke Arden's fleet just jumped over, and it directly detected the huge gravitational fluctuations inside the galaxy. Because of these gravitational movements just now, my fleet almost failed to successfully jump over. What's going on inside this galaxy? Archduke Arden asked with a gloomy expression. And at this moment, another burst of space movement came. A new transition portal opens outside the star. The densely packed Athos Empire battleships flew out of it. There are 1,500 ships. It was the master of this planetary system, Macadam, who had finally arrived. Excellent. The Grand Duke has also arrived. Ha ha ha, this is the end of the Qin Empire. Macadam discovered the special signal frequency of the Archduke Arden planetary battle star for the first time. He was instantly ecstatic. However, before he could be happy for a long time, he was stunned. What about my planet? What about such a big planet in my planetary system? With a diameter of 34,000 kilometers and a mass of up to 4 trillion tons, what about such a large Jinanhua 1 planet? How did it disappear? Was there before we left? Macadam was stunned. He tried his best to use the observation system to investigate, but what 517 saw was still nothing, a void space without even a speck of dust. What happened? At this time, Macadam received a communication from his brother, MacArthur. As soon as the communication was received, a miserable cry was heard. Brother, our family's planet is gone. Destroyed by the people of the Deccan Empire. McAdam's eyes widened suddenly. Jinnenhua number 1 has been destroyed. He hurriedly looked at planet Jinnenhua 2. Okay, still there. But what happened next brought him to a complete cardiopulmonary arrest. I saw trillions of kilometers away, a spherical warship reflecting the light of stars and covered with a layer of extremely smooth mirror surface, is gradually approaching the planet Jinnenhua 2 from space. The Jinnanhua 2 planet is larger and more massive than Jinnenhua 1. At this moment, the spherical warship is still about 300 billion kilometers away from the Jinnenhua 2 planet. But at this moment, the huge gravitational influence has already caused an earthquake on the Jinnanhua 2 planet. On the continental plate, high-rise buildings in cities began to collapse. Whether standing on the ground or suspended in the air, or go deep underground, cracks appeared faintly in the earth. There are civilian shuttles escaping and flying away to the outside of the planet. Like dense locusts, collisions occur from time to time. Seeing that the planet Jinnanhua 2 is about to follow in the footsteps of Jinnenhua 1. Viscount McAdam of the Golden South Flower family and his younger brother were distraught. ABFC, Grand Duke. Extremely anxious, they could only frantically ask Archduke Arden for help. However, the planet-level battlestar on Archduke Arden and the more than 20,000 battleships surrounding them were just stationary and scattered in space. Viscount McAdam was even more anxious. Why didn't the Archduke's fleet move? Does the Grand Duke want to watch the destruction of the Jinnenhua number 2 planet? More than 100 billion people of the Empire have already lost their lives before, and now another 140 billion people will die. Viscount McAdam was so anxious that he suddenly thought of something at this time, and hurriedly sent a communication to Archduke Arden. Also ask the Grand Duke to take action and put an end to the sinful Dachin. Let them pay an extremely painful price and avenge the more than 100 billion people under my Jinnanhua family. Also avenge the 5 of the 20 billion planet of Uth. I am willing to pay 20% of the tax every year, plus 10%. Grand Duke. After this super light communication was sent out, finally, Archduke Arden replied. As my vassal, the Jinnenhua family is naturally obliged to protect it. The evil Qin Empire, cruel and cunning, must be wiped out. 1. But in the future, I will pay 30% more tax every year. At this juncture, Archduke Arden is still haggling and demanding more taxes. This made Viscount McAdam feel chills. In the past, the tax paid to the Grand Duke had already reached 20%, but now the Grand Duke even asked for a 30% increase. That's 50%, half of the tax. However, in order to protect the only remaining planet of life, Viscount McAdam could only close his eyes cruelly and agreed. And the Archduke of Arden. Greed is the rule of thumb in his life. Although, destroying the home planet where he was born, Uz's fertile enemy is in front of him. But in the view of Grand Duke Arden, the Great Qin Empire was just a small thorn on his finger. Although it is slightly painful, you can pull it out whenever you want. It takes no effort at all. Now can ask for more benefits. Why not do it? After completing your purpose, you will get more benefits. Archduke Arden's fleet finally moved. Battlestar guns, aim at that battleship and destroy it for me. Archduke Arden's planetary battlestar is a very standard battlestar. With a diameter of 5,000 kilometers, it has 3 main guns with a range of more than 1 light-year and a diameter of more than 10 kilometers. In addition to the 1,000-kilometer thick reinforced basic particle alloy armor, there is also a 1,000-millimeter thick layer of strong interaction material armor. And Archduke Arden can also see it. The surface of the 17-kilometer diameter spherical warship of the Great Qin Empire was covered with an absolutely smooth mirror surface material, which was also a strong interaction force material. But the diameter of the entire battleship is only 17 kilometers. How can it compare with his planetary war star with a diameter of 5,000 kilometers? In the view of Archduke Arden, the Great Qin Empire was nothing more than a poor imitation of a real planetary-level battle star. After all, don't those low-level third-level civilizations often make some small, fake, battle stars to act as a facade? Therefore, this is only a mere 17 kilometers in diameter, and it is an extremely poor imitation of a real planetary-level battle star. It's just that he can be destroyed at will. After the order of the Archduke Arden was issued. On the front of the huge mirrored battle star with a diameter of 5,000 kilometers, 3 semicircular pits with a diameter of 10 kilometers, which were slightly dented, radiated light. 3 main guns, light-year space shotgun. Once launched, all enemies within a light year of the aiming direction will be brutally destroyed by it. Archduke Arden's planetary-level battle star, the main gun is recharging preparations recklessly. Don't care if the Qin Empire found them. On Qin Sheng's side, from the time when the planetary-level battle star of Archduke Arden and the fleet of more than 20,000 battleships first appeared, have already discovered them. But Qin Sheng didn't preempt the attack. Instead, keep waiting. Want to see if anyone else jumps over. After all, Qin Sheng's style of doing things is to cut grass and roots. No fish left in the net. Since he is the enemy must be prepared to be sent away together. Guarantee that their family will be reunited and die in peace. And now, the main gun of the planetary battle star began to charge and prepare, which was equivalent to giving Qin Sheng a signal. We are all together. Can be opened. Very good. The planetary battle star is qualified to fire the main gun of the neutron battle star. Qin Sheng nodded slightly, and gave the order to fire the main gun of the neutron battlestar with a casual expression. Yes, Your Majesty the Emperor. The machine spirit Stel, who was in charge of controlling the neutron battlestar, said happily. The fire control system of the neutron battlestar directly locked the planetary battlestar that was backed by the stars 3 trillion kilometers away. The main gun of the neutron war star, the directional neutrino pulse decomposition device. The caliber is not large, compared to the enemy's 3 main guns with a caliber of more than 10 kilometers. The diameter of the main gun of the directional neutrino pulse decomposition device is only 800 meters. But with a diameter of 800 meters, the effective range is a full 120 light years. And after special technology, it can't help but have the unique super-penetrating power of neutrinos, and also has the same superluminal speed as the Laplace heavy tachyon spear. At a distance of 120 light years, the main gun can penetrate instantly. There is no need for pre-battle recharging preparation, the main battery is already ready before the battle. Target lock complete. Can be fired. C. Dyer's delicate voice sounded, and Qin Sheng's lips curved into a smile, and said, Send them on the road, don't have a little pain, because I am a more merciful person. As an emperor, he is naturally more merciful, and he does not want to see an enemy with a tragic death, so he usually directly decomposes the enemy into basic particles, and not even a piece of dregs is left. 18%. Chapter 86. My power is great, but it seems to be too great. Subscription. The main battery is 40% charged. The main gun is 50% charged. Archduke Arden listened to the constant reports from his subordinates. He gradually narrowed his 4 eyes, and the folds on his forehead also trembled slightly because of his movements. He felt joy in his heart. Unfortunately, there are not many good things like this in the future. 1. Archduke Arden sighed loudly, with contentment in his tone. Indeed, this time he went on an expedition, not only to immediately destroy the enemy who destroyed his home planet, but also to make extra money. It really made him feel very happy. I don't know how many times such good things will happen in the future. Oh, right. A new round of meetings is about to be held in the Council of the Community of Shared Future for Galactic Civilizations. In the past, the representatives of the Athos Empire to attend the meeting were all 7 elections, the emperors took turns. This session of the Galactic Community of Destiny Council, the representative of the Athos Empire, happens to be the Grand Duke of Arden. Well, I shouldn't have to go to the parliament this time. Every time I go, it's always unpleasant. Archduke Arden thought of this, as if he had thought of something disgusting. The other 4th-level civilizations of the Galactic Civilization Community of Destiny Council looked at the Athos Empire as if they were looking at a disabled person with incomplete brains and intelligence. It is to disgust Archduke Arden. But, whether Archduke Arden admits it or not, this is true. Because the Athos Empire is indeed not a normal 4th-level civilization. It is not through the normal way to go through a long time to be promoted. In the future, I should let the Emperor go to such things as civilization conferences. 1. After all, in the future, the Emperor of the Empire may have no other use except for this kind of thing, ha 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 ha. Archduke Arden laughed happily. He has decided to use his status as an elector to become the Emperor of the Empire. A coup took place. Even the Archduke of Arden at this moment has begun to imagine the incomparably beautiful scene of his successful ascension to the imperial throne in the future. At that time, the empire will surely flourish under the leadership of his new emperor. Then step by step, the upgrade is higher, and even the other 4th-level civilizations in the galaxy are all underfoot. Archduke Arden has ambitions of his own. He wants to be the emperor of the empire, the Dyson sphere that dominates the hub galaxy. Then, dominate the galaxy. Just when the Archduke Arden was immersed in his vision of a better future, a sudden light blocked his vision. This ray of light also interrupted the thoughts of tens of millions of people in the entire planetary battle star. The light fades away. Among the planetary battle stars, many Athos soldiers looked around at a loss. Look at your companions around you. What happened? An Athos soldier suddenly felt his body. It seems buoyant. The companion next to him pointed at him in shock, and he was so shocked that he couldn't speak at all. What's wrong? The Athos soldier wanted to leave without knowing why. He knew that he had just taken a step forward. Up and down his body, the billions of atoms in his body were like scattered building blocks, collapsing in the air. The whole person disappeared in place in an instant. No pain or feeling at all. The surrounding Athos soldiers looked at the ground where a companion was supposed to be standing at the moment, but was empty. An Athos soldier waved his hand, and his arm instantly disintegrated into countless invisible particles, which dissipated and disintegrated. An Athos officer who oppressed his subordinates was sitting on a military automatic supply vehicle and was yelling at the subordinates who pushed the cart. The military automatic supply vehicle moved forward slightly. The soldier who pushed the cart, the military automatic supply vehicle, and the officer all turned into elementary particles, disintegrated and disappeared. What happened? Countless Athos soldiers looked at what was happening around them in shock. They were racking their brains trying to understand what was going on. But they all, without exception, were all alike, and began to disintegrate. The alloy tunnels with soldiers standing in twos and threes began to disintegrate. The alloy channels connected in series are decomposed, and then there is the internal link structure of the battle star. Everything, after the light just now, all fell apart. It seems that the decomposition is very slow, and even many soldiers still have time to scream in horror. But that's where its horror lies. It's because it's too fast. It can't be described in a single moment. The extremely penetrating characteristics of the neutrino pulse made it impossible for even these soldiers to feel that the basic particle structure of the battle star was about to disintegrate at that moment. After a while, I realized it later. Then, start to disintegrate. Archduke Arden in the central control room. Among the surrounding officers, staff officers, soldiers and other personnel, the decomposition rate is slower. And this slowness is only relative. But because of this, Archduke Arden had to suffer more. What happened? Archduke Arden looked at the many subordinates who suddenly began to disintegrate and dissipate in shock. He was completely incomprehensible. Seeing with my own eyes, apart from myself, all the subordinates, officers, staff, and atoms in the central control room fell apart. Suffering from this, sudden, inexplicable, profound fear. Break up gravitational waves. Why didn't the space warping force field shield and strong interaction material armor of Battlestar fail to isolate them? This was the last thought of Archduke Arden. It's a deep question. But the Archduke of Arden will never be answered. He has completely disappeared in the central control room at this moment. In the entire planetary-level Battlestar with a diameter of 5,000 kilometers, all 12 million soldiers and occupants disappeared. The Battlestar became an empty fortress in an instant. Then this fortress also began to disintegrate in space. Space warp field shields are completely ignored. The 1,000 mm thick strong interaction armor shell that covers the surface is also disintegrating. It's just that the speed of decomposition is much slower than the speed of its internal decomposition. All internal structures completely disappeared. The planetary battle star at the moment is like a hollow mirror shell with a diameter of 5,000 kilometers. The interior is filled with decomposed elementary particles of the universe. One poke, it breaks. But from the outside, it is impossible to see that the battle star has changed much. Strange. 1. In the fleet a little further away, Viscount Macadam looked suspiciously at the planetary battle star that suddenly stopped charging its main guns. What happened? Why did it stop suddenly? At the same time of doubt, his heart was also burning with anxiety. Grand Duke, you must not stop. Destroy the enemy quickly. At this moment, the continental plates of planet Jinnanhua-2 have already flown into space. The next step is global decomposition. You promised me that you would protect this planet. Viscount Macadam and his brother MacArthur were extremely anxious. They don't yet know that the Archduke Arden has been disintegrated into particles with the 12 million soldiers within the battle star. They even thought that it was Archduke Arden who had to increase the price temporarily. Viscount McAdam was extremely anxious to initiate communication again and again. But no response. Just when Viscount McAdam initiated the communication again, this time, it finally got through. T4. As soon as Viscount McAdam opened his mouth to say 2 words, he was instantly stunned. Because the avatar that appeared in front of him was not the Grand Duke of Arden. It was a humanoid creature covered in pitch-black dragon scale power armor. The armor part of its forehead is decorated with 2 dragon horns. Grand Duke. No, you should call me Emperor. Even if it was just a virtual image, at this moment, McAdam still felt a huge fear in his heart. The terrifying power that naturally exuded from that man made McAdam's heart a little bit of resistance. Every cell on his body, every particle that makes up a cell, is screaming frantically, making him surrender to the man in front of him. Emperor. Emperor. As if there were tens of millions of tons of heavy objects pressing down, his knees bent, and Viscount McAdam knelt down overwhelmed with a thud. McAdam knew that the man in front of him was the culprit who destroyed his planet and slaughtered more than 100 billion people. But, he has fallen into endless fear at this moment, and he can't give birth to the slightest idea of resistance. Let me die. Let me die. In such an abyss-like situation, McAdam's 4 eyes were wide open, blood oozing out, and he shouted madly in his heart. And the Emperor seemed to know his mind. He waved his hand. Die. Allow. Twice softly. The Emperor granted McAdam's death request. At this moment, McAdam felt that the burden on his body disappeared. He became extremely relaxed. A light flashed by. Over a distance of trillions of kilometers in an instant. There is no feeling. McAdam and his 1,500 warships, as well as his younger brother MacArthur, who had never known the truth from beginning to end, turned into particles and disappeared in an instant. All the enemies disappeared under the main gun of the neutron battle star. Qin Sheng couldn't help nodding in the central control room of neutron battle star. Good. Powerful. Just when Qin Sheng was satisfied with the powerful power of the neutron battlestar main gun. Suddenly, Anbelia's voice came from her ear. Your Majesty the Emperor, I have arrived at the stellar anomaly. It seems that the main gun attack of the neutron war star just accidentally scratched a part of the star. The stars inside this galaxy are now losing quite a bit of their mass. Internal instability. The star is expected to go supernova in 2 hours. 1. This galaxy will be completely destroyed and cease to exist. Hearing Anbelia's voice, Qin Sheng touched his chin. As if. The power is a little too big. Pill. 2. 18%. Chapter 87 Robbing a planetary system, of course, not leaving the elementary particles. Subscription. I go. Play big. Accidentally lost this entire planetary system. However, Qin Sheng was not in a hurry. After 2 hours, the star will begin the process of dying on its own. But this process is very slow. Even a supernova explosion would take years. The neutron battle star directly decomposes the entire planet Jinanhua 2 into usable elementary particles for recycling. Gather all available resources that can be gathered. As for the more than 100 billion Athos that still exist on the Jinan 2 planet, what does the life and death of these alien races have to do with his benevolent emperor? Moreover, the benevolent emperor has a good heart and cannot see the scene of life being ruined. How convenient and efficient is it to decompose the entire planet directly and together with more than 100 billion Athos into basic particles? This will not cause any life-threatening scenes. After all, the entire planet and the entire population of more than 100 billion have vanished completely. What kind of spirit is born and what kind of charcoal is painted? These people died without pain. I am such a good person. Qin Sheng sighed as he looked at the recovered Jinanhua 2 planet that was being gradually decomposed into usable particles. Then he turned his attention to other planets in the McAdam planetary system. In the McAdam planetary system, in addition to the 2 life planets, there are several other planets that are used as mining, May 17th, output and energy output. All are directly decomposed into basic particle materials for recycling. Neutron battle stars are running back and forth in this planetary system. The planets, nebulae, asteroid belts, etc., basically all the mass that can be turned into the raw materials of elementary particles is taken away. The entire planetary system, basically except for the stars, has been wiped out. That leaves the star on the brink of death. Qin Sheng glanced at it, and then ordered the entire army to retreat. Leave your old star to play here. I took all the remaining planets and other masses in the galaxy. Yo-yo. In the galaxy with not a single planet, but only one star left, the entire fleet of the Dakan Empire entered a state of curvature sailing. In this case, the star is extremely unstable, and there is no way to pass through the cosmic string transition channel of the star. Just go and move with the naive curvature engine. While moving at the same time, Qin Sheng did not forget to bind the neutron star's gravity to a certain range. In this way, the gravitational force of the neutron star can be used to bind all the elementary particle materials he brought out. Can run with a piece. More than 9,000 curvature rays of light flashed by. In an instant, it left the planetary system and the gravitational range of the stars. A star in the universe is essentially a huge nuclear fusion reactor. Sustained by burning hydrogen inside the star. The massive gravitational force caused by the stellar mass keeps collapsing inward. And the force that the huge nuclear fusion reaction inside the star extends outward just offsets this constantly collapsing inward. A balance of forces is reached between the two. There are now normal stars. However, due to the accidental injury of Qin Sheng's neutrino pulse decomposition device, a considerable amount of mass has been lost from the inside of the star. This balance cannot be maintained. The entire star is under the action of its own huge gravitational force. The pressure inside the star rose sharply. The temperature is also soaring. As a result, the entire star begins to expand outward, until it expands to 1 billion times. At this moment, the star will enter the red giant state. The heat of the core of the star increases and the density increases. The helium element inside begins to fission. Helium is not as stable as hydrogen. The material of the star itself is continuously ejected outward. And the star itself has expanded hundreds of millions of times, and all the outer shell material will be ejected into the universe at a speed of 1/10 the speed of light. A huge amount of light and radiation is produced at the same time. This is also equivalent to a superburst. This process will take a long time. 100,000 years. After that, the star will have only one core left. The diameter of this core is not large, usually only a few thousand kilometers, but the mass density is 100,000 times higher than that of a planet of the same diameter. This is a white dwarf. However, whether a white dwarf is formed is also related to the mass of the star itself. If the mass of the star itself exceeds the mass of 10 suns, then, after the star dies, it may become a neutron star. White dwarfs form when stars with a mass less than 8 solar masses die. And if the mass of the star is larger, it reaches the size of tens or hundreds of solar masses. Then, after the star dies, it is likely to form a black hole. The stars in the Macadam galaxy are not very massive. So it is likely to become a white dwarf after death. But, just when the star's interior is undergoing violent evolution, 2 rays of light came from outside the galaxy again. At the speed of hundreds of times the speed of light, it flew directly to the space at a distance of 10 million kilometers from the star, and then stopped. This is the neutron war star of the Dakan Empire, and the 3-dimensional printer of microcosmic particles. Qin Sheng placed the rest of the fleet at a safe distance, and then placed the basic particle raw materials he had obtained. After that, I came back with the neutron war star. You are old, don't fuse in this interior. It's a pity that with such a large mass, it will become a supernova and all will be ejected. 1. All turned into elementary particle raw materials, give it to me. Qin Sheng looked at the star and murmured. A star usually accounts for more than 99% of the total mass of the entire planetary system. All the mass of a planetary system is taken away, and all other planets are taken away, but not the most important star. Isn't this a loser? Therefore, in order not to be a prodigal son, Qin Sheng was determined to snatch the entire Macadam planetary system. This grab clean is the real grab clean. To the extent that not a single elementary particle is left for you. The best way is to not use the gravitational force of the neutron battle star itself. Although the gravitational force of the neutron battle star itself is strong enough, it is not a professional house demolition after all, and it is easy to make mistakes in the process of demolition. It then forced the star into a supernova explosion. At that time, Qin Sheng, who is the closest, will be stunned by a supernova explosion. Although the neutron battle star can withstand a supernova explosion, Qin Sheng still doesn't want to experience what it feels like to be smeared by a supernova explosion. This has to let the professional 3D printer come out. The 3D printer has come close to the inner fusion of this star, which has begun to change and is unstable. Began to split itself. Start arranging works in all directions around this star. Try to get all the split light to hit every corner of the star at the same time. Don't miss a cent. Even if the star is to be decomposed, it must be decomposed in a balanced state. The emitted neutrinos begin to infiltrate the entire star. Start with the star's atmosphere. Yes, stars also have atmospheres of zero. The outermost corona, then the chromosphere, the photosphere. The middle of the photosphere, the upper layer, and the core of the star or the interior of the star. After the special neutrino penetrates the entire star, the 3D printer goes to work, breaking apart the entire star. At the same time, the split elementary particles will be transported by the 3D printer into the gravitational range of the neutron battle star. The neutron battle star bound its own gravity to a radius of 1,000,000 kilometers and adjust the size of gravity. In this way, it can be turned into a transport ship that can transport the mass of one star at a time. 15 days later, all work done. At this moment, the original position of the star is empty, and there is only a void left. And 10 million kilometers away, there is an extra sphere overflowing with light. The core of the sphere is the neutron battle star. This is the basic particle raw material of the entire stellar mass bound by the periphery of the neutron war star. The massive gravitational pull of the neutron battle star warps the surrounding space. Combining the neutron battle star and the basic particles bounding the mass of the entire star, the space range of 1,000,000 kilometers in diameter forms a movable whole. The specific principle is not difficult, and it is similar to the curvature space formed by the curvature engine. In this way, the neutron war star can push this space to superluminal speed without losing any elementary particles in the space. Okay, you can go now. Qin Sheng looked at this empty cosmic vacuum and nodded slightly. Then, the neutron battle star and the 3D printer left with the raw material of countless elementary particles of the entire stellar mass. After Qin Sheng's neutron battle star completely left. A month later, 17 light-years away from the original Macadam galaxy, another colonial planetary system of the Athos Empire. The outer periphery of the star with a diameter of 2.6 million kilometers is about 4 million kilometers away. A transition portal channel opens. Thousands of warships of the Athos Empire jumped out of it. The coat of arms placed on these ships varies. Obviously belong to different aristocratic forces. Most of them were nobles who were outside the neutron star planet before 5.2, besieging the Qin Empire. After Viscount Macadam rushed back to the Macadam planetary system, they received a message from the Archduke Arden to join them in the Macadam galaxy. After regrouping the fleet, they began to artificially construct gravitational warping points. After passing through the artificial gravitational warping point, they can enter the transition channel without resorting to the stellar gravity. However, the target site must have a star in order for them to emerge from the transition tunnel. That is to say, this technology is still limited to the transition channel between stars to a certain extent. However, this time something unexpected happened. Originally their target was the stars in the Macadam planetary system. But inexplicably, the exit of the transition channel to the Macadam planetary system disappeared. Almost, these thousands of warships were lost in the transition channel forever. Although they are decayed, they are still level 4 civilizations. Only then did it avoid being lost in the transition channel forever like ordinary third-level civilization. But even so, they accidentally strayed into another space region where the flow of time was different from the real universe. It took 2,400 years to find the exit. Jump to this planetary system colonized by the Athos Empire, which is 17 light-years away from the Macadam planetary system. 18%. Chapter 88. To deal with the Dakan Empire, you must punch hard. Start adding more. P.S. Although the author feels that the chapters he has updated have grown up and powerful, but the number is too small, the author has decided to start today and add more. P.S. In the future, 4 chapters will be updated every day, and 1 chapter will be 3,000 words. 12,000 words will be updated every day. It will never be short and weak. The author must rise up. Thousands of warships of the Athos Empire that had been lost for 2,400 years in a completely different space between the flow of time and the three-dimensional reality universe finally returned to the reality universe. My lord, you are. The local fleet in charge of guarding rushed over immediately and initiated a communication. The fleet commander looked suspiciously at the thousands of warships in the space ahead in the bridge. What happened to us? A nobleman who was about to go crazy immediately roared. He roared. 2,400 years. We have been trapped in another dimension for 2,400 years. Do you know how we spent these 2,400 years? At this time, a voice interrupted his roar. Another communication came in. one of the nobles, also the lord of the local planetary system. He took a few deep breaths to calm himself down, and then asked his subordinate, the commander of the local garrison fleet, how long has it been in the real universe now? What happened to the macadam planetary system? Any news of the Archduke of Arden? The commander of the local garrison fleet immediately said, Sir, you have been away for nearly a year, and everything in the territory is in good condition. As for the macadam planetary system, is the macadam planetary system good? What's going on? The commander of the garrison fleet knew nothing about the situation of Macadam Planet 01. Between the colonized planetary system and the planetary system of the Athos Empire, different nobles usually govern. Due to the different personalities of the nobles themselves, there are also grievances between nobles. Therefore, the two adjacent planetary systems of the empire may not interact with each other. There are even many planetary systems that belong to the Athos Empire because of the grudges between the noble lords. A protracted war ensues. This is all very common. Although they both belong to the Athos Empire. The noble lord took a deep breath and said, immediately initiate a tachyon communication to the Macadam planetary system. If there is no response, then send our fastest spacecraft to investigate. Planet Macadam, it's very likely that something big has happened. The noble lord looked solemnly at the light of the Macadam star displayed on the remote detection lens. Macadam star is 17 light years away. The real universe doesn't have that long. A full 17 light years away, even if the Macadam star was destroyed. Then it would take 17 years for the light from being destroyed to get here. What they see now is Macadam star, which was seen 17 years ago. Due to the inability to enter the transition channel linking the stars of the Macadam planetary system. Also unable to receive any FTL communications from the Macadam planetary system. They can only send the fastest superluminal warships to investigate. 2 months later, the reconnaissance battleship that sent the probe had already crossed the distance of 17 light years. To the target coordinate point. We've arrived. The pilot above the battleship looked at the coordinates of the star map in front of him and said, and then nodded to the others. Here are the coordinates of the Macadam planetary system. This is it. The captain on the bridge of the battleship was slightly taken aback. Then he looked towards the endless, empty, dark cosmic vacuum in front of him. But there's nothing here. How come it's already there? Is there something wrong with the star map? The soldiers on the bridge were also unclear. Some of these soldiers also visited the Macadam system hundreds of years ago. If Macadam had changed over the centuries, they wouldn't have recognized it. That's normal. But now, you point to a vacuum of nothing and say this is the Macadam galaxy. That would be overkill. Are they really blind? The Maka galaxy, the planet of life not mentioned, is inhabited by more than 200 billion people, the first and second planets. Just the most central star. What about stars that are so large, with a diameter of more than 1 million kilometers? Where did it go? Now there is nothing here. No, according to the coordinates of the star map, this is the Macadam galaxy. The pilot shook his head and spoke firmly. This star map was purchased from another advanced civilization, and the technology content far exceeds that of the Empire. It's impossible to go wrong. And, the pilot took a deep breath, closed his eyes, and opened them again. There was deep fear in his eyes. And according to the coordinates of the star map, at this moment our battleship should be located in the stars of the Macadam planetary system. But right now there's a void around us. Hearing this sentence, the captain realized something. The airway in his face tightened, and his breathing became rapid. You mean, the Macadam galaxy has been completely destroyed. After detection, the gravitational waves of Macadam star, elementary particles of stars, planetary remnants, stellar radiation, nothing was left. There is nothing in this vacuum. It's real nothingness. Continuous. There are no particles left. Great fear enveloped everyone. So, in this case, Archduke Arden and his fleet, as well as more than 200 billion people in the Macadam galaxy. It's very likely that they've all been killed. The captain took a deep breath and truly realized the seriousness of the matter. This matter must be reported to the Emperor of the Empire. Emperor Athos knew about it. He even knew about it as soon as the Macadam galaxy was destroyed. Because the Emperor has eyeliners placed outside every colony planet of the Empire that has life. The intention is to monitor all nobles. However, the eyeliner of Emperor Athos witnessed the disappearance of the entire Macadam planetary system outside the planetary system. This shocked him so much that he immediately reported it to Emperor Artius. A planetary system is completely destroyed. Emperor Athos took a deep breath and sighed with emotion. Not even a single elementary particle remains. The seriousness of this incident is completely beyond the seriousness of a planet destroyed by the Empire before. The difference between them is worlds apart. At the same time, a huge sense of crisis arose in his heart. An enemy like this that can completely destroy a planetary system at a time without leaving a single particle is no longer an ordinary enemy. Gotta get punched. And the Emperor of the Athos Empire punched hard. That is, shake people. The Council of the Community of Shared Future for Galactic Civilizations, which is held every 200 years, has been held. But every time it is held, it is not a simple end to everyone having a meeting to discuss something. The duration of this meeting was not short. Typically, Parliament meets for 5 years. These 5 years are the time for leaders or representatives of various civilizations to participate in various meetings. Now, the Parliament has convened. All the 4th-level civilizations in the galaxy will participate. Emperor Athos decided to convene a part of the 4th-level civilization. Let's hunt down the Qin Empire together. As for, among all the 4th-level civilizations, how did the despised Athos Empire summon other 4th-level civilizations? Of course there is a way. Moreover, this method is not difficult. Simple. Said it a long time ago. Except that the Athos Empire grew up to the 4th-level civilization by pulling the seedlings and promoting it. Most of the 4th-level civilizations in the galaxy are promoted step by step. Can rely on their own efforts to be promoted to the existence of the 4th-level civilization, the political system of its civilization, and the ideological height of ordinary people in the civilization. Will experience ascension. For any civilization that has been promoted to the 4th-level civilization through normal means, there is even an ordinary civilian within their civilization. Its quality is superb, and its overall view is important. Take responsibility for your own civilization. Regard the overall interests of their own civilization as the highest advocating goal. Are very common, and this leads to another concept. Benchmark system of its own civilization and ethics. These 4-level civilizations are usually 517 to formulate a system of benchmarking rules with similar systems. Take the moral standard of one's own civilization as the norm, and constrain all civilized individuals. The 4-level civilization moral standard code of conduct system is the supreme among the 4-level civilization. And beyond the existence of civilization's own laws. No one can violate it. They can't go against it either, like a stencil of thought. Why do this? In order to develop further after being promoted to the 5th-level civilization. In order to be able to be promoted to the 6th level in the future, or even the 7th level. It is not enough to simply make all individuals of one's own civilization strongly intelligent. They must build their own philosophical tree system of civilization itself. Because after the individual civilizations are highly intelligent, the individual computing power of all civilizations is unprecedentedly powerful. It is not difficult to calculate all the elementary particles, atoms, of several planetary systems alone. Under such circumstances, the scientific and technological level of the physical system of the 5th-level civilization will be nearly infinitely improved as long as it takes time to study it. However, no matter how high the technology level of the physical system is, it is not as good as the causal law of the 6th-level and 7th-level civilization, and the rules are technology. If you want to comprehend the weapons of causality, the rules are science and technology, and you will be promoted to the 6th level and the 7th level of civilization. Let's start with the philosophical system. For a long time, philosophy seems to be an unsolved problem. 1,000 people have 1,000 hamlets in their hearts. 1,000 4th-level civilizations will also take 1,000 different philosophical paths. A 4-level civilization of each, affirmation, civilization, a system of moral standards and norms of behavior. In order to better develop their own philosophy tree system after being promoted to the 5th-level civilization. Emperor Athos is looking for those 4th-level civilizations that have high moral standards and will definitely act in accordance with high moral standards. At that time, as long as he describes the Dakan Empire as a criminal civilization that is heinous and endangers the galaxy. Then, when the time comes, these virgin-like 4th-level civilizations will naturally take the initiative to find trouble with the Dakan Empire. A 4th-level civilization in the Addis Empire can't take over the Qin Empire. Could it be that there are so many 4th-level civilizations that can't take the Qin Empire? Emperor Athos naturally did not believe it. 18%. Chapter 89. This emperor is unforgivable. My heart is bitter. Chapter 3. P.S. The third update. There is one more update. After making up my mind, the emperor of the Athos Empire took a deep breath. Wait for a regular meeting to be held. Soon, half a month passed. The Council of the Community of Shared Future for Galactic Civilizations is held every 200 years. Each parliament will last 5 years. Within 5 years, there will be norms, regulations, provisions for maintaining peace and stability, and the like for civilizations large and small in the galaxy. There will be ongoing updates on the Council to prevent a completely new situation that the Council of Civilizations did not expect. Athos Empire, Hub Galaxy, Capital Star, Imperial City. The Royal Palace in Upper Town. The palace of the Emperor of the Athos Empire is naturally extremely luxurious. Even in the upper city of Imperial City, it is located at the highest point. Various magnificent and tall buildings are suspended in the sky. In the Imperial Palace alone, the number of various personnel serving the Emperor exceeds 1 million. From this, it can be seen that the Imperial Palace of Athos is huge and extravagant. Emperor Athos is enjoying a daily treat, a new flavor of gas for inhalation. After all, the Athos had no mouthparts, and had 4 eyes and 4 airways on their faces. Their internal organs are more efficient than humans, and they can convert the gas they inhale into energy for their bodies. To put it simply, the conversion rate of digested energy in their stomachs is higher than that of humans. Your Majesty, the meeting of the Community of Destiny has been held. 5 minutes left. A court attendant next to him was holding a plate with a very smooth surface, as if there was no next plate standing next to Emperor Athos. On the plate, there is a silver-white creation similar to earphones. This extremely smooth-looking container plate that seems to reflect everything is made of high interaction materials, but only using the principle of strong interaction force. The structures between molecules are not tightly connected to each other. And the reason for using this material is a container. Or it was because Emperor Athos believed that only things made by the extremely precious technology and technology of strong interaction materials could meet the status of his emperor. To be honest, although the Athos Empire is a 4th-level civilization, their technological level is among all the 4th-level civilizations. It is also the lowest level. They can't even make any strong interactions. At present, all the strong interaction armors of the Athos Empire are ordered from other civilizations. It was destroyed by the neutron battle star of the Dakan Empire, as was the strong interaction armor that was 1,000 millimeters thick outside the planetary battle star of Archduke Arden. Emperor Athos glanced at it, then picked it up, and the silver-white creation was automatically attracted to his forehead. Similar to the location of the temples. At this time, the Council of the Community of Shared Future of the Galactic Civilizations issue the thought connectors to the leaders or representatives of each civilization. No matter where in the galaxy. Wearing it, thinking can instantly span tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of light years. Link to meeting venue. Close all 4 eyes. Wait until it opens again. Emperor Athos has come to another silver-white parliamentary hall. The location of this parliamentary hall does not belong to the real 3-dimensional universe. It is another small space parallel to the actual 3-dimensional universe, but still out of the 3-dimensional dimension. This is the venue for the meeting of the galactic civilization community with a shared future. The decoration of the Parliament Hall is very simple. The main body is monotonous, but it looks neat. There are hundreds of seats in the parliamentary hall. In the middle is a table slightly higher than the normal ground. Outside of this platform, there is a circle of parliamentary table seats surrounding the platform. Looking down from the top, you can see a concentric circle with circle after circle inside. Each circle is a column of seats for leaders or representatives of the civilization. The more seats in the outer ring are higher. In this way, a concentric circle is formed from the outside to the inside, and the terrain gradually decreases. The diameter of the entire parliamentary hall is about 1 kilometer. Not too small, but not too big either. The provisions that determine the terms of various matters in the galaxy are negotiated here by hundreds of 4th-level civilizations. The figure of Emperor Athos appeared on the seat closest to the outer circle. After all, the Athos Empire is among the 4th-level civilization, and it also belongs to the last batch. But Emperor Athos did not feel that his seat was outside. On the contrary, he felt that his seat position was very good, and he could see the situation in front of him at a glance. Within 5 minutes, more and more phantoms congealed on the seats. One after another, the leaders or representatives of the 4th-level civilization of the galaxy are linked in. In the end, the entire parliamentary hall was full of people. All the leaders or representatives of the 4th-level civilization in the galaxy were basically present. Emperor Athos folded his hands around his chest and closed his 4 eyes. Don't talk and communicate with the leaders of the 4th level civilization who are at the end. On the most central circular platform around which all parliamentary seats surround. 4 phantoms facing all around appeared, suspended in the air. These 4 phantoms all have the same appearance, and they are obviously the same person. Or not a human being, but a jellyfish-like creature. The phantom was suspended in the air, and countless tentacles swayed freely. He is one of several 4th level peak civilizations, the representative of Chichirum civilization, Chichibear. He is also the presiding secretary of the current parliament. 273,139 bar 7th parliament begins. This council, there are 361 members of the 4th level civilization, and there are actually 358. The Silent Hodger civilization, the Sylvester civilization, and the Chris Dillon civilization are absent for special reasons. 1. Okay, this session has started, and now we will continue with the last issue. Proposed by Northern Civilization, on strengthening the monitoring and control of chaos forces in the galaxy. The vast voice spread throughout the space. This session of the Parliament is held for the 7th time, so there is a bar 7 after the number above. The Northern Civilization is the dominant 4th level civilization of the Northern Bounty Hunter organization. I wonder if you still remember the 3rd level civilization of the Elephant Man of Barbaros. The Elephant Man civilization of Barbaros was organized by Northern Bounty Hunters. Emperor Athos was very bored listening to these arrogant parliamentary issues. Sleepy. In the Destiny Community Council, all 4-level civilizations can actively initiate issues for discussion and negotiation. But you have to queue up according to the seats. It is not the turn of the issues advocated by the Athos Empire yet. Just at this time, Emperor Athos suddenly heard the name of the Athos Empire. He was instantly shocked. Is it their turn? However, it is not. Regarding the issue of chaos erosion, here, we need to name the Athos Empire. The phantom of Kizibear floating in the air seemed to point at Emperor Artius. All civilization leaders and representatives have their eyes on the past. I remember that the last parliament had said that the major civilizations should strengthen the supervision of chaos forces. But it seems that the Athos Empire didn't take it seriously. Among the major civilizations today, the erosion of chaos is 1 in 10 trillion. Only the Athos Empire has found traces of the activities of chaos believers on more than a dozen planets. Could it be that the Athos Empire is taking the rules of the Galactic Community of Destiny Council as a deaf ear? Let the chaotic forces grow and put the entire galaxy in danger. Chichibear's voice was extremely serious, and it seemed that he would not tolerate such a thing. Immediately, a big hat for the safety of the whole galaxy was buckled. Emperor Athos sneered and cursed in his heart. Damn the virgin civilization, what's your business with the untouchables in my empire? You are so merciful, why don't you see your civilization's financial assistance? But he was disdainful in his heart. At the same time, Emperor Artius realized that this was an excellent opportunity for him to express his thoughts. After all, there are so many civilizations ahead of the Athos Empire, who knows when they will be able to speak for themselves. Moreover, Emperor Athos also knew the best way to deal with this virgin civilization. Immediately, Emperor Athos's acting skills broke out, and he almost burst into tears. Secretary General, our empire is suffering. 1. We have our own difficulties. A dignified emperor of a 4th level civilization actually burst into tears in front of hundreds of leaders or representatives of the 4th level civilization. It has to be said that Emperor Athos is really willing to go out. In order to achieve his own goals, he can lose face as an emperor. The representatives of the remaining 300 or so leaders of the 4th level civilization were either helpless or disdainful. Obviously, it is not the first time that Emperor Athos has done this. Sure enough, this time, Chichibear calmed down and asked, what's the difficulty? The civilization where Chichi-Lili's bear is located is the 4th level peak civilization, Chichi-Luomu. The Chichirum civilization is a unique civilization. Since its birth, it has a huge potential for development. It is also a civilization with its own morality at a high level. After being promoted to a 1st level civilization, after entering the cosmos starry sky, within thousands of years, it has been promoted to the 4th level civilization incomparably quickly. Also because they entered the 4th level civilization very quickly, their own kindness did not deteriorate much because of this dark space. After entering the 4th level civilization, the Chichirum civilization has given all the individuals of its civilization an ideological seal engraved into its genes. benchmarking system of civilized and ethical norms, by with kindness. It is the most important thing in the Chichiram civilization. Emperor Athos understood that his goal had been achieved, so he raised his head, sighed, and looked bitter and hated. I am not qualified to be an emperor. Our empire has encountered a civilization in recent years, called the Deccan Empire. The leader of the great Qin Empire, the emperor, is a heinous, and may even be a chaos believer. He is bloodthirsty and cruel, and he doesn't take the lives of intelligent creatures of higher civilization seriously. This year alone, our empire has already been destroyed by the evil force called the Deccan Empire on 2 planets. Totally destroyed. At least trillions of people were mercilessly slaughtered by them. 18%. Chapter 90 Qin Shang. I double recorded and sent it to become Chen Chi's choice. 4th update. PS. The 4th update. Each update is more than 3,000 words. Today, the number of words updated by the author is definitely more than 12,000 words, and maybe it reaches 14,000 words. The update is completed today. Hateful. This great Qin Empire is so evil. Completely ignore the rules of our galactic civilization community of Destiny Community Council. Yeah, we have clearly stipulated that even if there is a war between major civilizations, it is never allowed to destroy the living planet. This Deccan Empire can compete with the Athos Empire, at least it should be a 4th-level civilization, right? Since this is the case, the Deccan Empire has completely disobeyed the rules of the Community Council. It's really abominable. It's extremely evil. As soon as the words of the Emperor of the Athos Empire were exported, some civilized leaders who had a relatively high moral standard and benchmarking system on the parliamentary seats were all indignant. They immediately issued their own condemnation. Emperor Athos seemed to be crying on the surface, but inside he laughed out loud. Quiet. Chichibuyer snorted softly. The voices of the representatives of other civilization leaders were suppressed. Although Chichibuyer is kind, he is not stupid. The Qin Empire will not be defined just because of the simple words of Emperor Athos. Naturally, some things still have to be explored. And not only to check clearly, but also to check carefully. Chichibuyer will not wrong any good person. But no one will be spared. Chichibuyer thought quickly in his heart. In 1,000th of a second, it was to check the names of hundreds of thousands of civilizations of different levels recorded by their own civilization in the Milky Way. No records of the great Qin Empire have been found. After pondering, he looked at all the leaders of civilization, and asked, please also check, do you have any relevant records of the Qin Empire? 1. The leaders of the major civilizations were silent for a while. They went to investigate, but soon, they basically shook their heads. There is no record of the civilization of the Deccan Empire. It's as if this civilization emerged out of nowhere in the universe. Among the 4th-level civilizations, the seats are relatively high, and the leader of the Northern civilization in the middle and upper field snorted. He really found the record of this civilization. It is one of several important subordinate civilizations of its own civilization, the 3rd-level civilization, and the relevant records of the Baburn's elephant civilization have the situation of the Deccan Empire. Northern civilization's own moral standard and benchmarking system is, punish evil. Basically, it is an ideological stamp rule formulated to crusade against the forces of chaos. Numerous 4th-level civilizations have set themselves moral standards and rules like ideological stencils. The first purpose is to better climb the philosophy tree after ascending to 5th-level civilization. The second purpose is to make one's own civilization less susceptible to chaotic erosion. Northern civilization is punishing evil, but not good. It is different from the Chichibuyer civilization, which has been promoted very quickly and has been promoted to the 4th-level civilization for thousands of years. The Northern civilization is an old fritter that has been in the universe for hundreds of thousands of years. He will not include Yongshan, a thankless thing, into his own civilized moral standard system. And now, the Qin Empire cannot be characterized as evil just because of the words of Emperor Athos. Therefore, out of the protection of their own civilization, the Elephant Man civilization of Barbaros. The leader of the Northern civilization did not report this news to Chizable. Because the great Qin Empire has not yet been characterized as evil, not reporting it is not a violation of the moral system of its own civilization. But once the great Qin Empire is characterized as evil, the leaders of Northern civilization must also report the relevant information. Because no 4th-level civilization individual can violate the ideological seal of his own civilization. Including civilization leaders. Obviously, basically all the 4th-level civilizations do not have the relevant records of the Qin Empire. Chi Bear looked at the silent leaders of the fourth-level civilization, and under the body floating in the air, hundreds of long tentacles vibrated slightly at the same time. This is an act of embarrassment for their civilization. The equivalent of a human frown. At present, there is only one record of the evil deeds committed by the Qin Empire in the Athos Empire. For example, outside the hub galaxy of the Athos Empire, maliciously attacked 7 third-level civilizations and completely destroyed their fleets. Use the powerful Death Star weapon to destroy the planet of Uth's abundance, and slaughter the 120 billion Athos on the planet. Destroying the Macadam planetary system, Jinanhua number 1, number 2 life planet, the 2 planets totaling 260 billion people were slaughtered. Completely destroys the stars of the Macadam planetary system, leaving the entire planetary system to nothingness. If it is really like what Emperor Athos said, so it seems. The Qin Empire is truly full of evil. This great Qin Empire is a 4th-level civilization. How could it have such strength? In this way, it is really full of evil. It's just unforgivable. To hit a heavy punch, you must draw a heavy punch to give the deepest lesson. After seeing this record, many civilizations with relatively high moral standards were suddenly filled with righteous indignation. The leaders and representatives of many civilizations have expressed that they cannot accept the existence of such an evil 4th-level civilization in the Milky Way. Must be punished or eliminated. Different from other 4th-level civilizations filled with righteous indignation, Chi Bear thought deeply in his heart. As the Qin Empire a 4th-level civilization. But the 4th-level civilization in the galaxy should all be under the jurisdiction of the community of destiny. 1. Is it a newly promoted 4th-level civilization? No, all the 3rd-level and 2nd-level civilizations in the Milky Way have records. I have quickly checked all the records of the 3rd-level and 2nd-level civilizations, and I can't find any records related to the Dakan Empire. Is it an alien from another star system? From the Milky Way? That's not right. There is no record of any entry or exit in the space defense belt that is 1.9 million light-years long outside the Milky Way. For a time, Chi Bear was in trouble. Where did this great Qin Empire come from? Emperor Athos lied, and at this time, one ABFC civilization among the several 4th-level civilizations at the forefront of the civilization seat presented a new record. It is the relevant record of the civilization of the Dakan Empire entering and leaving the hub galaxy, and it is registered. The 4th-level civilization that submitted this record is called Pioneering Civilization. As you can see from its name, this is a civilization that pursues construction. It is also a 4th-level peak civilization. At present, it is in the process of civilization and strong intelligence. And the Pioneer Civilization is the Dyson Sphere builder of the hub galaxy of the Athos Empire. Mentioned before, in the hub galaxy, the Dyson Sphere under construction was given to the Addis Empire by the 6th-level civilization Mibak Civilization. But the Mibaki Civilization is a 6th-level civilization, and the main body is not in the Milky Way at all. Moreover, in fact, the source crystal mine of the Athos Empire's parent star in the Milky Way was only a civilized individual of the Mibak civilization. Dyson spheres are like ants to a 6th-level civilization. So the individual of the Mibaki civilization handed over the construction of the Dyson sphere to the Pioneer Civilization in the galaxy. Pioneering Civilization is to help the Athos Empire build Dyson spheres in the name of Mibak civilization. The Pioneer Civilization is one of the relatively old civilizations in the galaxy, and most of the civilizations have completed strong intelligence. For them, building a Dyson sphere is just a snap, a simple matter. The construction period is not as long as 2,000 years. But the problem is that pioneering industrial civilization is a civilization that builds development as its own ideological stencil benchmark. Enjoying the process of building is what they are after. Therefore, the construction period will be as long as 2,000 years. All civilization leaders can see this record. But what shocked them all was. This record shows the civilization level of the Qin Empire. Name of civilization. Great Qin Empire, civilized race, Homo sapiens walking upright. Civilization level when entering the hub system, 1st level civilization. Closing parenthesis. Looking at the time away from the present. It's only been more than 4 years. Wow, there was a commotion in the entire parliamentary hall. More than 300 leaders and representatives of the 4th-level civilization were all shocked. A record 4 years ago. The Great Qin Empire at that time was a first-class civilization. How is that possible? Look at the record of the Dakan Empire destroying the stars just now. Obviously, the combat power of the Deccan Empire is definitely at the level of the 4th level civilization. However, the Great Qin Empire 4 years ago was only a first-class civilization. How can this be explained? How can the civilization level be promoted so quickly? For a time, more than 300 leaders and representatives of the 4th level civilization expressed that it was unacceptable. However, the pioneer civilization is one of several old-fashioned civilizations in the galaxy, plus their own ideological stamps and moral system benchmarks. They can't lie. It's hard to believe, but it's probably true. The Deccan Empire, which has the combat power of the 4th level civilization, was only a small 1st level civilization 4 years ago. After a while, more than 300 leaders and representatives of the 4th level civilization in the Parliament Hall were still deeply shocked. At this time, a civilization leader was silent and spoke. There is only one explanation, and that is that the Great Qin Empire has taken refuge in the evil god Zinch. And because he is deeply trusted by the evil god Zinthi, it will improve so quickly. Maybe, this emperor of the Great Qin Empire is the chaos evil god Zinch's new god-chosen great demon in the galaxy. As soon as these words came out, all the leaders and representatives of the 4th level civilization were all at a loss. No wonder. So it can be explained. Only the chaos heretic god who possesses endless knowledge, Zinch, has the ability to elevate a 1st level civilization to the level of a 4th level civilization in just a few years. The mouthparts covered by the countless jellyfish tentacles of Chi Chi Bear took a deep breath. He understood the seriousness of the matter. Since 190 million years ago, the evil god of chaos in the Milky Way, Xian Qi, chose the great demon, after the disappearance of Bai Shui. There are no more Zinch chosen archons in the galaxy. Now, it is necessary to further contact the Deccan Empire and conduct in-depth exploration. But this exploration is to carry a large-scale fleet to communicate with the Qin Empire. If true, the emperor of the civilization of the Deccan Empire was really Tianqi's divine choice. Then they have to strike on the spot. Attack directly. Give the Deccan Empire a heavy blow directly. At that time, the exchange will turn into war in an instant. With the momentum of thunder, destroy such a chaotic force in the Deccan Empire, Tianqi Divine Chosen Civilization. 19%. Chapter 91. Harvest After the War, the Star System Space Transition Engine. First update. PS. The first update, and the third update. Just when the 4th level civilization in the Milky Way held a meeting to discuss how to determine the nature of the Deccan Empire. Qin Sheng is here. He did not return to the galaxy where Bai Dao was located for the first time. Because, the current neutron war star has not really been built. The transition cannot be made through the cosmic string channel of the star. The gravitational force of the neutron battle star is too huge, and the neutron battle star that has not been completely constructed has not been equipped with a sky curtain space distortion field. Without the sky curtain space distortion force field, the huge gravitational force of the neutron battle star itself would be completely unable to shield itself. At most, it can only shrink part of the gravitational range. But this still has a huge gravitational influence, enough to affect the operation of the cosmic string channel. Therefore, current neutron war stars simply cannot make transitions through the star's cosmic string channel. The Baishui galaxy is more than 6,000 light-years away from Qin Sheng, which is also too far away. So Qin Sheng was looking for an uninhabited planetary system. In this planetary system, the neutron battle star has been completely constructed. Because Qin Sheng has packed up all the elementary particles of the entire macadam planetary system. Therefore, there is no need to worry about raw materials at all. Taking a 10,000 steps back, isn't this an unmanned planetary system that can be used? This planetary system is thrown into the territory of the Athos Empire. Just an unmanned planetary system. The planetary system was named JRO2125470b. There are 3 stars in this planetary system. The 3 stars are in orbit at all times. Therefore, this planetary system has no value for colonization. Naturally, it was abandoned by the Athos Empire. Now, this planetary system is occupied by Qin Sheng, used to complete the final construction of the neutron battle star. At the same time, Qin Sheng is also counting his harvest this time. You destroyed the 4th level civilization, the planet level battle star of the Athos Empire, and obtained the technical value, 1 billion. You destroyed the 4th level civilization, the battleship of the Athos Empire, and obtained the technical value, 150,000. You destroyed the 4th level civilization, the battleship of the Athos Empire, and obtained the technical value, 210,000. You destroyed the 4th level civilization, the battleship of the Athos Empire, and obtained the technical value, 120,000 inches. The total technical value obtained in this battle, 4,623,850,000. A thousandfold increase. The total technical value gained in this battle is 4,623.85 billion. 1. Current technical value reserves, 4,867.55 billion. Now Qin Sheng's technical value reserves have reached the trillion level. There is enough technical value for Qin Sheng to splurge. With enough technical value, you can quickly improve your civilization level. Qin Sheng intends to use these technical values to sublimate the civilization he is currently in. But what makes Qin Sheng a little unhappy is that, for a long time, the skills acquired in battle are related to the battle. Moreover, the technical rewards obtained from the Athos Empire have been increased by 1,000 times. Qin Sheng already has a lot of combat-related technologies. There is actually only one new technology that is useful to Qin Sheng. Artificial gravity warping point technology. This technique can artificially create a warping point that distorts the surrounding space-time, thus triggering a cosmic string branch. With this branch of the cosmic string, it is possible to enter the transition channel without the help of stars. But to go to the target coordinate point, there must be a star as the exit of the cosmic string channel. Otherwise, it is easy to get lost in the cosmic string channel. A thousandfold increase. Artificial gravitational warping point technology has been increased to stellar system space transition technology. Technical blueprint for space transition of stellar system. The universe can be regarded as a thin film, and the veins and branches spread over the thin film are the cosmic strings. In any cosmic space, there is a large scale, some kind of regular energy tremor. The membrane of the universe can be activated, so that the cosmic string can be communicated in any region, and through the cosmic string, it can enter another space parallel to the universe. Thus, it is possible to travel in space anytime and anywhere without relying on stars at all. This technology is a 5th-level primary civilization technology, and the key technology node is to understand the zero-point energy of vacuum. Antimatter can also be used to drive, but the effect is not as good as vacuum zero-point energy. With this technology, it is possible to break free from the shackles of the Milky Way and travel to other galaxies. Will this technology be applied to all current warships? This technology is the primary technology of the 5th-level civilization. To apply this technology to each warship, it needs to consume 10 billion technical points. 1. No, Qin Sheng does not apply it for the time being. This kind of technology that Qin Sheng can't understand completely can only be applied after consuming technical value. He had to first see if a 3D printer could make this technological creation. Soon, the 3D printer responded. This technology is a real 5th-level civilization military technology, and this machine is just a toy creation made by the 5th-level civilization Korshova Manufacturing Company for children to understand technology. It is a civilian item and cannot be made into military creations of the 5th-level civilization. It can only make all creations under the 5th-level civilization. Please understand that, if this machine causes inconvenience to you, please contact our company's after-sales department. Qin Sheng was silent. He never imagined that the 3D printer of microcosmic particles was just a children's toy for the 5th-level civilization. Grass. The cypress boots just took something to trick him. Moreover, this also made Qin Sheng understand deeply how terrifying is the real 5th-level civilization. People have always said that after the 4th-level civilization, the gap between each level of civilization is an incomparably huge gap. Qin Sheng only now understands how big the gulf is. Such a creation is actually just a children's toy of the 5th-level civilization. But there is no way, at present, such a children's toy with a 5th-level civilization is Qin Sheng's most powerful thing. The logistics of all Qin Sheng's warships, antimatter manufacturing, relies on 3D printers to manufacture supplies. But then again, does it really matter that such a children's toy can create antimatter? Antimatter manufacturing and application storage technology is a technology at the 4th-level civilization level. This machine has full authority to manufacture. Please don't worry about violating the law. 0 for flowers. At this time, the 3D printer responded. Wild. What can Qin Sheng say? Can only admire. It seems that the technology of stellar system space transition can only be applied using the technical value. This has to consume a huge amount of technical value. Qin Sheng thought that his current technical value of more than 4 trillion was enough. But now it seems that it is still not enough. And now, what Qin Sheng lacks the most is other aspects of technology. For example, this technology related to biological genetic programming. It is a technology that can make civilization races sublime, and has the potential to upgrade to 5th level civilization. Technology is the key. However, now Qin Sheng can't be obtained simply from the battle. Not to mention a 1,000-fold increase. Is it really only possible to do research on your own? Qin Sheng rubbed his chin and thought. Qin Sheng is not afraid of doing his own research. Now there are trillions of technical values, which can be studied from the most basic. Although the application of the technology of the 5th level civilization is not enough, the technology value consumed by the research should still be enough. 0. After determining the technical direction to be obtained in the future, Qin Sheng stepped up the construction of the neutron battle star. Try to get back to the Cypress Boots galaxy early. Neutron battle star finishing work is underway. The Sky Curtain Space Distortion Force Field System is being installed. The Laplace Tachyon Heavy Lance Tandem Attack System is being installed. 30 kilometers in diameter, the 3D printer larger than the neutron battle star emits a space-distorting force field that binds the neutron battle star's own gravity. At the same time around the neutron star for a variety of weapon system installation work. The thickness of the strong interaction shell of the neutron battle star is continuously thickened. 2 months later, construction of the neutron battle star has been completed. All systems are missing. Neutron battle star. Neutron battle star inside neutron star diameter, 10 kilometers. External man-made strong interaction material shell armor thickness, 10 kilometers. Equip shield. Sky curtain, space distortion field shield. Loaded weapon. Neutron pulse jammer X-120. 240 units of high antimatter annihilation missile launcher X-500. Laplace, heavy tachyon spear X-500. Microscopic particle decomposition gravitational wave-oriented pulse cannon X-1200. Main gun. Directed neutrino pulse diffusion decomposition device. Loading system. Tachyon superluminal information tandem space position system. There are 12 source crystal core power supply furnaces. 360 reactors powered by antimatter energy. Tachyon, propelled 120 series engines. A star system space transition engine. Neutron battle star coverage radius, 120 light years. Finally, construction is complete. Qin Sheng exhaled a long breath. He consumed 10 billion technical points, and first installed a star system space transition engine on the neutron war star. But Qin Sheng didn't have enough technical value to install the Echizen engine on every battleship. Therefore, at present, only ordinary transition engines can still be used. By the way, the tachyon propulsion tandem engine of the neutron war star can also carry out conventional stellar cosmic string channel transition pills. 2. 19%. Chapter 92 The Emperor is the light of the galaxy. Do you have to be the enemy of the whole galaxy? Second. P.S. The second update, there are 2 more. The complete construction of the neutron battle star also brought a big stone to Qin Sheng's heart. And at this time, Qin Sheng received a prompt from the game system. Your title, Light of the Galaxy, has advanced. Currently changed to Galactic Light. The Council of the Community of Destiny of the Galactic Civilization has held a council to discuss your matter. Your Dakan Empire has aroused the disgust of many 4th-level civilizations. Soon, they will send out their fleet to find you and make contact with you. However, what the outcome will be is still unknown. Qin Sheng was taken aback by this sudden prompt. Galaxy Light title advanced for Galaxy Light. 1. What kind of galactic light is this? The so-called light of the galaxy is the enemy of the entire galaxy, right? Qin Sheng complained inwardly, but it also gave him an important message. That is, in the Milky Way, basically all 4th-level civilizations are looking for him. Well, first go back to the Cypress Boots galaxy, take the night cream with you, and then go to the Cypress Boots to see if you can get the last wave of wool. 1. Then, the trouble of the Athos Empire is completely solved. Qin Sheng has already made up his mind on May 20th. We must use the neutron battle star to completely kill the Athos Empire. As for the Council of the Community of Shared Future for Galactic Civilizations, Qin Sheng also has a way to deal with them. It's a big deal, let's fight Naima first. Anyway, Qin Sheng has a neutron battle star and is not afraid of war. Moreover, taking a step back, even if the opponents gang up an attack, Qin Sheng really can't beat him. Well, there is the star system space transition engine. The big deal is that Qin Sheng just ran away. Yo-yo. After running away, then back in, guerrilla back and forth. Anyway, Qin Sheng, who has a star system space transition engine, does not need to rely on the transition channel between stars to make space transitions like ordinary fourth-level civilizations. Qin Sheng can run anywhere, anytime. Moreover, in view of the technical value that the star system space transition engine needs to consume is too much. It is impossible for Qin Sheng to equip all warships with this kind of engine. Therefore, Qin Sheng planned to build another huge mothership. Then the neutron battle star can also be covered. After the manufacturing is completed, you can bring the neutron battle star and all the other warships to make space transitions anytime, anywhere. Now, the first thing to do is go back to the Cypress Boots galaxy. Find a first-hand peach. See if you can get the last wave of wool. If it really doesn't work, just leave Baidao in the four-dimensional space to fend for itself. Now for Baidao, Qin Sheng has not figured out how to kill it. After all, although Baidao has been trapped in the four-dimensional space, the real cosmic time, 190 million years, the flow time in the four-dimensional space, more than 20 billion years. But Bai Shui was a fifth-level Techer demon after all. Although he was extremely weak, it was according to the level of cunning of Zinch believers. Qin Sheng did not believe that Baidao had no whole cards. Even, Baidao may still have a lot of cards. In fact, Qin Sheng didn't think about how to kill Baidao. The fifth-level civilization that imprisoned Baidao left behind wasn't going to let Cypress die prematurely. Because to truly and permanently kill Baidao, it can only be regular. For example, the collapse of the four-dimensional space from the rules, so that we can really kill the boots without leaving any trouble. Let Baidao's thoughts be annihilated together with the four-dimensional cage. Once the four-dimensional space collapses, use ordinary means to destroy Baidao's body in advance. Then Baidao's mind will not die, and may even take the opportunity to find an opportunity to escape from the four-dimensional space. If it weren't for the partial restrictions in the four-dimensional space cage, it restricted Baidao's life and prevented him from dying. Bai committed suicide, and his thoughts escaped from the cage of four dimensions. Reborn in another place. The Cypress Boot Galaxy. The core of the planetary system, the outer periphery of the star. The transition channel glowing with blue light opened. More than 9,000 warships of the Dakan Empire jumped out of it around the neutron battle star. Finally home. Qin Sheng sighed with emotion. He left for just over a year. For just over a year, for a planetary system, nothing will change. Everything is still familiar. It's just that in the planetary system, there are a lot of space monitoring systems between the third terrestrial planet and the fourth gaseous planet, used to monitor spatial fluctuations. Monitor Cypress. As soon as Qin Sheng came back, he immediately received a communication from Yeshuang, who was staying behind this planetary system. Your Majesty, I miss you so much. Yi Shuang's virtual image appeared in front of Qin Sheng, and was about to pounce on Qin Sheng. But obviously, the virtual imaging has no entity, and Qin Sheng cannot be touched at all. Passed through Qin Sheng's body. But instead of touching Qin Sheng's Yeshuang, his face was content. A.my virtual image passed through the body of His Majesty the Emperor, and it looked as if I and you were one. Just thinking about it makes me. You perverted evil devil. Ella's voice rang from the sound transmission system, and then Yi Shuang screamed. The virtual image of Yi Shuang flew out of thin air in front of Qin Sheng, as if it fell heavily on the ground. Obviously, on Yeshuang's side, Ella slammed her foot and kicked Yeshuang away. Qin Sheng said helplessly, Okay, Yeshuang, Ella, how is the internal situation of the galaxy during my absence? Your Majesty, during your absence, I have been presiding over the work of the Wanxing Super Large Particle Collider. At present, basic physics research has also made some progress. Immediately we will be able to autonomously discover the existence of prosons under quarks. The basic civilization level will soon be able to be promoted to level 3. Yi Shuang got up from the ground and reported to Qin Sheng with a smile. Very good. 1. You did a great job. Stay in this galaxy for a while and we're ready to leave. The first thing to do after leaving is to completely destroy the Athos Empire. 1. Qin Sheng posted a quest. And the reason why he has to stay in this galaxy for a while is because Qin Sheng wants to build a bigger mothership. At least 1,000 kilometers in diameter. able to accommodate the neutron battle star, and all current warships and the entire population. Able to go as far as you want. Qin Sheng is not confined to a certain planetary system. In the future, his eyes will be on the whole universe. And the specific material must be a strong interaction material. The mass of elementary particles that this needs to consume is very large. The mass that Qin Sheng plundered the entire macadam planetary system before was not enough either. It is also a big project. It still takes a few more planetary systems of all elementary particles. Qin Sheng thought in his heart. Qin Sheng first asked Anvaria to preside over the blueprint design of the new mothership. However, the technology used in the newly designed mothership blueprint is basically the technology of the 4th level peak civilization. Now, with any level 4 civilization technology, the Dakan Empire can't play by itself. To design the blueprint of the 4th level civilization peak battleship, it has to consume a huge amount of technical value. After Qin Sheng consumed 1 trillion technical points, he finally put all his current tier 4 civilization technologies into this brand new mothership blueprint. The new mothership blueprint has been shipped. Qin Sheng named it Emperor Battle Star. Emperor Battle Star. Diameter 1,200 kilometers. Armor structure. Strong interaction alloy armor. Armor thickness 200 kilometers. Equip shield. Wanxing, sky curtain, space distortion field shield. Loaded weapons 240 high antimatter annihilation missile launcher X 1500. Laplace, heavy tachyon spear X 1200. Microscopic particle decomposition gravitational wave directional pulse cannon X 2400. Lightweight tachyon spear near proof dipped light device X 12000. Loading system. Canopy space distortion force field gravitational shielding system. Battle cruisers can accommodate 1,000 seats. The cruiser can hold 10,000 seats. The escort destroyer can hold 100,000 seats. A neutron battle star containment system. A microcosmic particle 3D printer containing system. There are 64 source crystal core energy supply furnaces. 420 antimatter energy supply reactors. 1,200 spare quark fusion energy reactors. 160 seat propulsion tandem engines of the tachyon. 12 star system space transition engines. This is the Emperor Battle Star. However, it is said that it is a battle star. In essence, it is actually a thickened protective shell of the neutron battle star with various weapons installed. For example, the neutron battle star is a mobile phone, and the Emperor Battle Star is the mobile phone case of the Zhong 5.2 Sun Battle Star. Install 12-star system space shift engines on the Emperor's Battlestar. It is enough to ensure that the entire Battlestar can carry all the tens of thousands of warships of the Dakan Empire for space transition. Having the Emperor Battlestar ensures that Qin Sheng will not be confined to a certain planetary system. In this way, the mobility of the Dakan Empire in the entire galaxy can be guaranteed. Go wherever you want. The Emperor Battlestar is Qin Sheng's movable base. After the design drawings are completed, the drastic construction is handed over to the 3D printer to complete. The 10-kilometer thick strong interaction alloy armor shell of the neutron Battlestar took half a year to build. But the 200-kilometer thick strong interaction alloy armor of the Emperor Battlestar didn't take too long. Just need. Because when building the shell of the neutron Battlestar, the 3D printer must always surround the neutron Battlestar, which binds the huge gravitational force and pulse of the neutron Battlestar itself. This consumes a considerable amount of engineering power of the 3D printer. Therefore, the thickness of 10 kilometers can only be completed in half a year. But the Emperor Star itself doesn't have that huge gravitational pull. 3D printers can be built with full engineering capabilities. So it only takes 2 years. 19%. Chapter 93. The 4-level civilization of the Milky Way acts together to destroy Dakan. Third update. P.S. The third update, there is one more update. The internal frame of the Emperor Star was built first. For the first time, the antimatter-powered reactor and the star system space transition engine were equipped. First of all, we must ensure the mobility of the Emperor Battlestar, the largest mothership of the Dakan Empire. To be absolutely excellent, within the Cypress Boots galaxy, the 3D printers continued to build the Emperor Battlestar, which was very conspicuous even if it was placed next to a planet. Immediately afterwards, Qin Sheng entered a period of construction. During this time, Bai Dao, who was imprisoned in the 4-dimensional space, only occasionally asked about Qin Sheng's progress in civilization promotion. After learning that basic physics will soon be able to discover the existence of the pre-child and be promoted to the third-level civilization. Cypress Boots are also very happy. In his view, it won't take long before he can escape from the cage of four-dimensional space. I am naturally happy. This happy also gave Qin Sheng some more skills. However, Qin Sheng is still useless. They are all technologies related to the battle of the fourth-level civilization, after a 1,000-fold increase. It can't help Qin Sheng too much now. And Qin Sheng also mentioned the advanced technology of biological genetic programming. But it seems that there is such a restriction in this regard, Bai Dao can't give it. So far, Qin Sheng is determined. Here in Bai Dao, he can't pick up any wool. After the Emperor Battlestar was built, he jumped directly to the hub galaxy of the Atohu 01 Empire to destroy the Athos Empire. Then leave Bai Dao alone in the four-dimensional space to fend for itself. After that, Qin Sheng can wander around the galaxy. This session of the Parliament of the Community of Shared Future for Galactic Civilizations is the 17th meeting. After discussing the proposals proposed by the first 300 civilizations, finally, it was the turn of the Athos Empire's proposal on the Dakan Empire. Although the matter of the Great Qin Empire has been mentioned before, it was only a small episode at the meeting. It's not a formal proposal. To make a formal decision, it must be done in accordance with parliamentary procedures. In other words, when it was the turn of the Athos Empire, the relevant issues were submitted. Make a formal decision. Okay, now we will officially discuss the issue of the emperor, the leader of the Qin Empire who may be chosen by the evil god Chen Qi. Chi Bear glanced at the more than 300 leaders and representatives of the fourth-level civilization present. The already drowsy Emperor Artius was shocked. Finally, it was Nima's turn. It's been over a year. Now the Great Qin Empire does not know where to go. A Great Qin Empire is nothing. However, if the leader of the Great Qin Empire, the emperor, is really the choice of the evil god Xinthi, then we have to pay attention. Don't let a chaotic god-chosen demon emerge from the galaxy again. I believe everyone has read the records about the time when the Great Chaos Demon brought disaster to the Milky Way nearly 200 million years ago. That is absolutely lifeless. Countless civilizations can't come out, the scene of Ihong Galaxy. Chi Bear said this very seriously. Although the civilization present, the oldest, is only a few million years old. None of them have seen the scene where chaos brought disaster to the Milky Way 200 million years ago. But the records of that time are clearly passed down. Regarding the matter of the chaos god choosing the great demon, many fourth-level civilizations have always been willing to kill them by mistake rather than let them go, including those civilizations with high moral standards. After all, these things they do are fundamentally motivated to maintain the peace of the galaxy. Then now, I will issue a few procedures for the Dakan Empire. Chi Bear floated in the air, hundreds of tentacles trembled slightly, and he said, the top 54th-level civilizations must dispatch a planetary-level battle star and an affiliated fleet, and the affiliated fleet must be at least 10,000 ships in size. We form a combined fleet. After confirming the location of the Great Qin Empire, I will personally go to contact it. Once it was confirmed that the emperor of the Great Qin Empire was the identity of Chen Qi's divine choice, all the combined fleets immediately launched an attack on them. Be sure to destroy them with thunder. After annihilating them, travel through their cosmic strings, the home planet. Subsequently, give annihilation, and always probe the trajectory of the cosmic string channel. You can't let go of any spaceship, even a single person. The remaining 300 or so fourth-level civilizations also need to send some fleets to set up a space blockade network on the periphery. This is the only way to ensure that nothing goes wrong and that no one of Chaos believers will be released. When Chi Bear finished his plan, the emperor of the Athos Empire, Dunaima, was shocked. Such a big battle. All the four-level civilizations that can be present are dispatched. Pull the blockade. The top 54th-level civilizations directly participated in the battle. In fact, Chi Bear made this arrangement out of the greatest guarantee. After all, the Milky Way hasn't had the chaos evil god Chen Qi selected for 190 million years. Once the civilization that may have been chosen by Xinch becomes the climate, then the entire galaxy will suffer. It is necessary to go to war and take precautions before it happens. After Emperor Athos was shocked, he was in incomparable ecstasy. Ha 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 ha. Now, the Great Qin Empire is really doomed. More than 300 fourth-level civilizations are fighting. Can it still make the Dakan Empire run away? Impossible. Okay. During this operation, the Artis Empire must take on the responsibility of finding the traces of the Great Qin Empire. And if the Dakan Empire has been confirmed that it is not Tianqi's divine choice, then there is no need to make such a big fight. When the other civilization fleets return, the arrest operation will be undertaken by this civilization. After all, even if the emperor of the Qin Empire is not Tianqi's divine choice, he has seriously violated the rules of the galaxy civilization. At this time, Chichibear looked at Emperor Artius. After all, the main activity areas of the Dakan Empire were all within the territory of the Athos Empire. It is normal for the Athos Empire to take on this responsibility. I have no objection. Our entire empire follows the decision of the parliament. Emperor Athos said this sentence almost in ecstasy. Just looking for traces of the Dakan Empire. It's easy. Among the fourth-level civilizations, the Athos Empire ranks 350 out of 100. What happened to the frontline battles? They couldn't turn the Athos Empire. Moreover, after this battle, they will be able to remove a great enemy for their empire. Relying on the Dyson sphere, they can live in the galaxy with peace of mind forever. After Emperor Athos seceded from the council space. Very excited. Your Majesty, why are you so happy? The attendant who had been guarding next to him asked in surprise. Ha 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 ha. Emperor Athos laughed and said, it's the Great Qin Empire. Now, there are fourth-level civilizations in the entire galaxy to help us. Why worry that the Great Qin Empire will not be destroyed? The 4 breathing ducts on Emperor Athos' face were almost as wide as his eyes. This shows the ecstasy in his heart. Quick, quick, prepare a lot of beauty. I am very happy today. After about half a year, Emperor of Athos. The 4th-level peak civilization, the Chichiram civilization, has prepared 3 fleets. Led by 3 planetary-level battle stars, there are more than 100,000 attached battleships around each battle star. A total of 300,000 warships. And this is just one civilization of Chichiram. The other 49 4th-level civilizations to participate in the war also prepared huge fleets. There are a total of 5 4th-level peak civilizations in the Milky Way, including the Chichiram civilization. The other 4 are Pioneering Civilization, Hero Military Kingdom, Northern Galaxy Weiyang Civilization, and Iron Curtain Starry Sky Civilization. These 4 4th-level peak civilizations are similar to the Chichiram civilization. All have prepared 3 planetary-level battle stars, plus 300,000 battleships, ready to participate in this battle. As for the other 45 4th-level civilizations, some civilizations produced a planetary-level battle star and nearly 100,000 battleships. Other civilizations only have a planetary war star and 10,000 warships at a minimum. The total force of the 54th-level civilizations directly involved in the encirclement and suppression adds up to a total of 60 planet-level battle stars. Tier 4 civilized warships, 3.61 million ships in total. Instead of directly participating in the battle, the rest of the Tier 4 civilizations that block the space on the periphery also sent some battleships. Although there are more than 300 of these 4th-level civilizations, the total number of warships sent to pull the blockade is only more than 2 million. The total strength of the two combined, 60 planet-level battle stars and more than 5 million battleships. It can be said that this is the largest joint action of all the 4th-level civilizations in the entire galaxy in the past 100,000 years. Emperor Athos also sent people to investigate the trajectories of the transition passages of all planetary systems in the entire empire's territory. It really made him find some eyebrows. However, the Dakan Empire has not been completely found. This made Emperor Athos a little anxious. Seeing that the army is about to gather, if he loses the chain, he will not be able to find the Great Qin Empire. Then he would be miserable. Just when Emperor Athos was anxious, Emperor Athos, whose attendant was a little flustered, reported a piece of news. Your Majesty, the Great Qin Empire has been discovered. What? Emperor Athos was refreshed. Where? It is reported by the subordinate galaxy in the Empire's territory. The fleet of the Dakan Empire is unscrupulously navigating through the leaps and bounds. Based on their trajectories, the target is the hub galaxy. It took 2 months for this news to come, and they are likely to be approaching our hub galaxy now. Emperor Athos was furious when he heard the words. Hello, Emperor. I was about to look for you, but you came to the door yourself. 19%. Chapter 94 The Emperor's battle star comes to the hub galaxy. It's just to be arrogant. 4th update. P.S. The 4th update, the update is completed today. The Emperor Battlestar has been constructed. Inside it carries a neutron battlestar and more than 10,000 warships. Qin Sheng arrogantly chose to be in the territory of the Athos Empire. A galaxy by galaxy transition. Just to be loud. Just to be noticeable. The purpose is to bring all the pursuit fleets of the Athos Empire together. Then, catch up. Hub Galaxy. The Dyson sphere under construction obscures more than 70% of the star's light. Most of the stellar light is lost, making the surrounding space look a little dim. But not far away, the huge and brightly lit giant space city in space shows its existence to everyone. 3-level civilized warships come and go one after another in and out of this giant space city. Rivet. The rough battleship structure is unobstructed. A 3rd-level civilized warship slammed into the absolutely smooth mirror surface that was able to reflect even the basic particle structure. Instant explosion. The entire space city is constantly emitting alarm signals. A spherical warship with a diameter of 1,200 kilometers, an appearance that looks like an absolute circle, an absolutely smooth surface, and reflects everything in the hub galaxy is moving forward. Emperor Battlestar. So move forward. Some warships of the 3rd-level civilization slammed into the surface of the Emperor Battlestar because it was too late to avoid it. We are the fleet of the Great Qin Empire. In the hub galaxy, except for the people of the Athos Empire, the people of the rest of the civilization can be evacuated directly. We will not take our anger on you. But if you get in the way, you will do so at your own risk. A wide area communication is sent directly. The personnel of the many 3rd-level civilizations docked in the hub galaxy were incomparably astonished. What happened? What civilization is this Great Qin Empire? I don't know, I've never heard of it, how dare you be so arrogant? This civilization does not know that there is a 6th-level civilization here, the protection of the Mebak civilization. W. The Great Qin Empire. I seem to have the impression that a few years ago, there was a battle outside the hub galaxy, that is, the Great Qin Empire and another 3rd-level civilization, fighting 7 3rd-level civilizations. In the giant space city, in the port lounge where many civilized creatures gathered, they talked a lot. Then what happened? What happened afterward? There are other civilized creatures asked. It seems that the fleets of the 7 3rd-level civilizations have all been destroyed, and the Dakan Empire and another civilization have escaped. Good guy. Looking at it this way, the Great Qin Empire still has some strength. But even if you have the strength, you will be in chaos in the hub galaxy, you are dead. Many creatures of the 3rd-level civilization are sneering, waiting to watch the excitement. Naturally, these other 3rd-level civilization creatures do not know that the people who use the name of the 6th-level civilization Mebak in the hub galaxy are actually only the 4th-level peak, the pioneers of industrial civilization. Not really a 6th-level, Mebaki civilized person. So, in the hub galaxy, many people of the 3rd-level civilization did not take the warning of the Dakan Empire to heart. In their opinion, anyone who dares to mess around in the hub system does not need the Guardian here to take action, and the garrison fleet of the Audis Empire can easily solve it. Well, I've warned in advance, don't blame me. The corner of Qin Sheng's mouth outlined a sneer. The next moment, in space, the huge Emperor Battlestar with a diameter of 1,200 kilometers accelerated forward sharply. When everyone is too late to react. In an instant, the giant space city in front of the Emperor's Battlestar, as well as the tens of thousands of warships of other civilizations docked in that port, directly crashed. The large swaths of fire just flickered, and they went out directly, and the space city and battleship were all reduced to ruins. Boom boom boom. Come on. Damn, they actually dare. Crazy, completely crazy. For a time, all kinds of Wong Tai screamed. In the crashed giant space city, the air that was madly escaping from outer space was used as a medium to spread out. With air as the transmission medium, a huge, deafening sound appeared. The size of the entire giant space city is no less than that of the Emperor Battlestar with a diameter of 1,200 kilometers. But at this moment, in front of the Emperor Battlestar, which has an armored shell of strong interaction material, it is like a building block, falling apart in space. But its most central part was not damaged in the slightest. Qin Sheng saw it for the first time, and immediately understood that the core part of this space city must not be a creation of a 4th-level civilization. Rather, it is a creation of a higher civilization. It is to immediately open the Emperor Battlestar and store it in. No matter what else, grab it first. Countless 3rd-level civilized warships fled the space city frantically. The defense mission of the Hub Galaxy is performed by the royal fleet of the Athos Empire, as well as the fleet of the electors who are stationed in the Hub Galaxy. The royal fleet has a planetary-level battle star and more than 90,000 battleships. And the elector who is resident in the Hub Galaxy is the Grand Duke of Arden. But Archduke Arden's fleet has been completely wiped out by Qin Sheng in the Macadam planetary system. The planetary battle star of Archduke Arden was also completely decomposed by Qin Sheng and used as elementary particle material. So now only the royal fleet is left to guard the hub system. Facing the Dakan Empire, Emperor Athos was a little embarrassed with his own royal fleet alone. But soon, Emperor Athos received a message from the nobles. A series of transition portals unfolded outside the star Dyson sphere. Countless streamers flew out of the transition channel. Stopped in space. It stopped behind the Emperor Battlestar, about 10 million kilometers away. The transition light fades away. A battleship with different colors and different family emblems appeared in space. It is densely packed, occupying almost the entire space, majestic, covering a space area 10 million kilometers behind the Emperor Battlestar. These are all the garrison fleets of the nobles of the Athos Empire in each galaxy. This time, more than 500 nobles from all over Athos came to King Qin. Each nobleman brought hundreds or thousands of warships according to his own strength. Densely packed, there are more than 80,000 ships of Lees. This time, with the addition of the royal fleet, the number of warships in the Athos Empire fleet exceeded 180,000. There is also a planetary battle star with a diameter of about 6,000 kilometers. The planetary battle stars and all the battleships of the Imperial Guard fleet in the Hub Galaxy were also activated immediately. Approach from the front of the Emperor Star. It seems that the Emperor Battlestar of the Dakan Empire has been surrounded by one after another. Don't try to beat them. Just be able to hold them down for a lot of time. Now other 4th level civilizations have received the news and are moving towards us. Ha 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 ha, Emperor Dakan, you are really throwing yourself into the net. I was thinking of looking for you everywhere, but now you have delivered it yourself. Don't blame me for that. Emperor Athos was in the capital city hundreds of millions of kilometers away, in the imperial palace of the imperial city, looking at the virtual space in front of him with a large number of battleships docked, and remotely commanded the fleet to fight. 19%. Chapter 95 Fighting Guerrillas with Me. I will destroy your star directly. First update. P.S. The first update. The 4th level civilization in the Hub Galaxy is not only the Athos Empire. As I said before, the Pioneer Civilization is helping the Athos Empire to build the Dyson Sphere. However, the Pioneer Civilization did not have military battleships in the territory of the Athos Empire. Therefore it is ignored. There are still many other 3rd level civilization creatures in the Hub Galaxy. They all drive the battleships of their respective civilizations, with the fleets of their respective civilizations. Has fled far away, but has not left the Hub Galaxy. After all, at the speed of the 3rd level civilization curvature engine, it would take a month or 2 at the fastest to completely leave the gravitational range of a galaxy without relying on the transition engine. The current situation, for the fleets of the 3rd level civilization, is like this. On the surface, it was the fleet of the Athos Empire that surrounded the Emperor Battlestar. And the fleet of the Athos Empire is still scattered. Before and after adding up, there are 180,000 warships, densely scattered in space. The Athos Empire also has a planetary war star with a diameter of 6,000 kilometers. At least in terms of volume, it is definitely larger than the Emperor Battlestar. And it's a lot bigger. From the outside, the two sides are the difference between the size of the Earth and the size of the Moon. The two sides confronted each other. From the point of view of military strength, the Athos Empire seemed to be much stronger than the Dakan Empire. Therefore, after the people of the 3rd level civilization ran a distance of more than 1 billion kilometers, they all stopped running. One by one, they stopped and started using the remote observation system to conduct remote observations. This kind of battle between higher civilizations is not easy to see. They have to record it, and then go back and study 520. Might be able to research something. In the eyes of these 3rd level civilizations, a distance of 1 billion kilometers should be far enough. The battle should not involve them. They even have the leisure to talk to each other. But what they talked about was nothing more than talking about the Great Qin Empire. Talk about the outcome of the war. Emperor Artus, I don't ask you to cause any damage to the Qin Empire. I only ask that you can hold the main force of the Dakan Empire in the Hub Galaxy. Waiting for our reinforcements. 2 months ago, we already had a main fleet set off first, using the most advanced leap engine, and now it will be able to reach the hub galaxy immediately. In the special separate parliamentary space, the suspended jellyfish Kizibel spoke to Emperor Athos solemnly. Don't worry, Secretary General, our Athos Empire will try our best to hold back the Dakan Empire's fleet regardless of casualties. Emperor Athos made a package. After all, in his opinion, he has a large number of available fleets this time, a planetary-level battlestar, a full 180,000 fourth-level civilized battleships. Even if the Great Qin Empire is strong, he can't beat the Great Qin Empire. Can't he drag the Great Qin Empire into this planetary system for a while? Certainly. And Emperor Athos was a wise man. He knew that Archduke Arden's planetary battlestar was wiped out by the main artillery of the Dakan Empire's battlestar. Therefore, this time, Emperor Athos deliberately placed the planetary battlestar in the rear. Only ABFC is used as a dispatch to tandem-friendly fleets. And the remaining 180,000 battleships of the Athos Empire were all scattered. It was divided into parts, led by their respective noble lords and officers, and turned into thousands of small fleets. Use the vast space to carry out long-range harassment, and try to avoid frontal engagement with the Dakan Empire fleet. This is to hold back the battlestar of the Dakan Empire. After all, there is nothing else in the universe, but space does exist. In Emperor Athos's vision, the width of the entire battlefield could be as high as trillions of kilometers. In order to achieve this goal, even the capital star in the hub galaxy can be sacrificed. After all, the capital star is only a billion kilometers away from the Great Qin Empire battle star. Even Emperor Athos was ready to sacrifice the entire hub system. This is not how profound the righteousness of Emperor Athos is. But he knew that what he lost here today can definitely be recovered from the Chichirum civilization 100 times in the future. After all, Chichirum is a civilization with a very good moral standard. However, if this is the case, it will be hard for those third-level civilizations who are free in space and intend to observe war. They may even be deliberately targeted by Emperor Athos as consumables unaware of their own destiny. But Emperor Athos didn't care about the life and death of these low-level civilizations, as long as his purpose can be achieved. But there is a section. Emperor Athos only knew that in the previous battle, the Laplace heavy Tachyon light spear of the Qin Empire had a range of more than 100 billion kilometers. But he didn't know that 100 billion kilometers was far from the upper limit of the effective range of the Laplace heavy Tachyon spear. As a result, the Athos Empire's intention to use the vast space area of trillions of kilometers around it as a battlefield failed. Failed from the start. At this moment, Emperor Athos had already left the capital star on a fourth-level peak civilization battleship secretly ordered from Pioneer Civilization. And all the way away. While staying away, he also faked the illusion that he was still giving orders from the capital star. Improve the morale of the soldiers of your own civilization. Listen to my orders. All warships, commanded by officers and nobles of their respective battle formations. Start dispersing formations. Try to stay away from the battle star of the Dakan Empire and harass the battle. Expand the breadth of the battlefield to within 1 trillion kilometers. 1 trillion kilometers. Isn't that all the planets in the entire hub galaxy, even the capital star? Some nobles were shocked. That's right. But don't worry, I'm on top of the capital star more than 1 billion kilometers away. I will defend the imperial city. Fight on the front lines with the soldiers of the empire. Soldiers of the Athos Empire. Follow my orders. Swear to defend the capital star. The rise and fall of the empire, in one fell swoop. Go to war. The words of Emperor Athos inspired all Athos soldiers. Densely packed Tier 4 civilized battleships spread out in space. All the imperial soldiers were ready to die and began to disperse in space battleships, intended to harass the Emperor star from a distance. Qin Sheng naturally understood their intentions. Your Majesty the Emperor, let Ella lead the fleet to attack. Destroy these enemy warships. Ella excitedly asked Qin Sheng to fight. However, Qin Sheng shook his head slightly and said, "No, don't pay attention to these mosquitoes. Pass my order." Laplace's heavy lance is ready, adjusted to micro-burn mode. Target, the capital star of the Athos Empire. Be careful not to hit too hard in the first round, or you won't be able to play if you hit it directly. Let's give the capital of the Athos Empire a bath first. Wash the ground. A sneer appeared on the corner of Qin Sheng's mouth. The Emperor Battlestar simply ignored the Athos battleships that were wandering in space like mosquitoes. One of the 1,200 inches Laplace, heavy Tachyon spears equipped on the Battlestar was aimed at a distance of more than 1 billion kilometers. Suspended in space, the planet that has a diameter of 16,000 kilometers and is rotating and revolving. The capital star of the Athos Empire, New Athos. Just when the 180,000 warships of the Athos Empire were gradually dispersed in space, adjusted their formations, and broke into pieces, preparing to fight a long-term war in the surrounding starry sky. They never expected that the Emperor Battlestar directly launched an attack on the capital star, which is more than 1 billion kilometers away. A crimson light beam instantly lit up in the universe. It was as if the entire starry sky had been cut horizontally. In an instant, it crossed a distance of more than 1 billion kilometers and hit the new planet Attis. All the Athos battleships did not respond. The Guardian space distortion force field on the surface of the Neo-Attis planet is not even bright at all. And the people on the planet Neo-Attis did not respond. Because, at the moment when the red light beam hit the entire planet, the adjusted power did not penetrate the planet. Countless special attack tachyons began to spread on the surface of the entire planet at a speed exceeding the speed of light. In an instant, the entire Neo-Attis planet was covered. Viewed from outer space, this 16,000-kilometer diameter, originally green, very beautiful life planet turned into a red-hot fireball in an instant. Like a small star, burning in the universe. It even illuminated the surrounding space environment at one point. At this time, Qin Sheng gave another order. Adjust the power of the light spear, now, you can penetrate this planet. The antimatter-powered reactor inside the Emperor's Battlestar has a continuous output. The continuous crimson beam suddenly increased its power. At the site where the planet Neo-Attis was hit, the crimson beam began to dash downward. It is easy to penetrate the crust, mantle, outer core, and inner core. Then from the other end of the planet, it runs through. The entire planet is also at this moment, suddenly expanding and exploding. It turned into a dense fragmented asteroid belt that swayed the surrounding space. 20%. Chapter 96. The Emperor is still very fair, and killing people will be treated equally. Second more. P.S. The second update. The ruthlessness of the Dakan Empire directly shocked everyone. Not only the soldiers, officers, and nobles on the Athos fleet. Even the third-level civilizations who were observing on the side were all shocked. What kind of civilization weapon is this? It can actually span a distance of more than 1 billion kilometers in an instant. And the power is not reduced in the slightest, and it can completely destroy a planet directly. For a time, these third-level civilizations felt a great fear. Also observe the War of Nima. Let's run. If it is accidentally affected, it will be over. What was even more shocking were the soldiers, officers, and nobles of the Athos Empire fleet. They never thought that the Great Qin Empire would directly attack the planet Neo-Attis. I didn't even expect that the space distortion field shield of the star of the new Attis planet did not play a role in the slightest. That's it, one hit. Although the planet of Neo-Attis is very close to the battle star of the Great Qin Empire, it is only 1 billion kilometers away. But before that, none of them thought that the planet Neo-Attis would be destroyed. After all, the Athos Empire has been operating here for many years, and the new Athos planet not only has a perfect, high-strength Guardian space warping force field. And there are countless companion star space stations set up around the planet. There are so many weapons on it. It's also enough to make the planet Neo-Attis half a battle star. Even if there is a high-intensity war, the space-distorting force field shield that surrounds the entire planet can completely block a huge part of the enemy's attack. Therefore, all the soldiers of the Athos fleet thought they can even rely on the planet of New Attis and their own number of troops, while fighting against the Qin Empire, while supplying. But what happened at this moment completely subverted their cognition. Your Majesty is still on the planet. Suddenly a nobleman cried out. Everyone else responded. Immediately, my heart was enveloped in great sadness. Yes, His Majesty is still standing on the planet, commanding them. Now, the entire planet is destroyed. His Majesty and the hundreds of billions of people on the entire planet died together. Avenge Your Majesty and the hundreds of billions of imperial people on the planet. Immediately, an officer roared with anger. The hatred of all the soldiers of the Athos Empire was mobilized. Just when they were full of anger and hatred, they wanted to abandon all tactics, and prepared to charge up and fight to the death with the Dakan Empire. Follow my orders, Count Sagetron, and move your 1,000 battleships 10 million kilometers to the right. Emperor Athos's voice suddenly rang through the communication channel. All Athos officers and nobles were stunned. His Majesty is not dead. Even in a calm tone of command. It's not right. Immediately, the active nobles reacted. His Majesty had always said before that he was on the planet. But they can really see how fast the planet is being destroyed. It is impossible for a battleship to break away from the planet. At this time, there were several more voices whose tone was not too different from this command, and whose content was not too different. How does it sound? Like pre-recorded content. Broken. Some nobles responded. Your Majesty is not on the planet Neo-Otis at all. I told them before that he would stick to it. That was a lie to them. Your Majesty may have already run away. After realizing this, the fleet of the entire Athos Empire is floating. Even some of the nobles' fleets immediately entered the state of the curvature engine, which directly disappeared into the universe as brilliant streamers. FKU, let Lao Su come to Qin Wang, but you ran away by yourself. Now that the capital stars are all gone, the Emperor has already run away. Don't blame you. I'm running too. In an instant, the morale of the entire Athos Empire fleet dropped to freezing point. Many independent nobles who did not belong to the royal faction directly took their fleet and began to flee. The 180,000 warships of the Athos Empire scattered throughout the entire space were in chaos. They want to run here, but will the Qin Empire let them go? Qin Sheng's behavior is to cut grass and root. Even if you are a native of a native civilization on a planet, as long as you offend Qin Sheng, then Qin Sheng wouldn't care about morality and morality. Kill you directly. And never leave trouble. After all, in the universe, with the passage of time, the rise of civilization is very fast. No one knows if it will be. Your civilization is now a low-level civilization, and one day in the future, there will be a sudden technological explosion, and the civilization level will be promoted. Then what about revenge? In space, in all directions, all the Athos Empire fleets are in chaos. There are those who are loyal to the Emperor who are going to attack the Emperor's battlestar and continue to fight. There were also those who felt cold to Emperor Athos and did not want to fight again, but did not dare to escape, so they wandered in the distance. There were also many nobles who ran away with their fleets, regardless of Emperor Athos's orders. For these people, Qin Sheng as the Emperor not only has the virtues of benevolence, but also the virtues of fairness. Qin Sheng treats everyone equally. All are destroyed. It will not discriminate against anyone, or look down on anyone and not beat him. Come on, everyone, don't be in a hurry and don't run around. My Emperor is very fair and will give you death, don't worry. The 1,200 inches Laplace, heavy Tachyon lances and 12,000 light close-proof Tachyon lances on the Emperor's battle star fired simultaneously. Incomparably accurate, the battleships of the Athos Empire scattered in all directions, almost all over the surrounding space area, were called. It is one name. Incredibly accurate. Fast. Even the light close-proof Tachyon light spear on the Emperor battlestar has a range of more than 10 billion kilometers. Even those battleships of the Athos Empire, which had entered a state of curvature and had a speed of more than 25 times the speed of light, could not be avoided. Tachyon lances are much faster than their ships. In an instant, it caught up with the warship in the state of curvature. Ordinary Tachyon spears do not have the ability to directly ignore the space warping force field shield of the battleship. However, warships in the curvature state cannot activate the space warp field shield. Therefore, even if it is hit by the light Tachyon spear of the Emperor's battle star, also a dead end. In just a few seconds, tens of thousands of light close-proof Tachyon spear cannons on the Emperor's battle star have fired more than 10 waves. At least 50,000 Athos Empire battleships were destroyed. Fight them. A desperate Athos Empire battleship directly started the propulsion engine at full power from 1,000,000 kilometers away, and slammed into the Emperor battle star. But just after the movement, the sudden change of its speed was detected by more than 10 light Tachyon light spears. More than a dozen Tachyon spears shot over in an instant. The battleship even started to attack, and it was directly caught by the 10 fast suns. The strength of the space warping force field goes straight to zero. The battleship was destroyed. Thousands of soldiers of the Athos Empire were killed in space throughout the battleship. And for the escaped Emperor Athos, Qin Sheng had long noticed that he had escaped. But, no hurry. The range of the Laplace heavy light spear can reach 2.5 light years. Moreover, the characteristics of the Laplace heavy light spear have also been mentioned before. Within a range of 2.5 light years, the attack can reach instantly. But 2.5 light years away is beyond reach. So, armed with a weapon of this range, I the Emperor allow you to run 2.4 light years first. Even if you run out of range of the Laplace heavy Tachyon lance. There is also a big killer hidden in the Emperor Battle Star, the Neutron Battle Star. The main gun range of the Neutron Battle Star can reach a terrifying 120 light years. Point 0. Do you want to run? Where can you run to? 18 billion kilometers away. A battleship wrapped in a curved bubble overflowing with light is moving frantically at a speed of 200 times the speed of light. This battleship is the curvature-enhanced battleship that Emperor Athos ordered from the pioneer civilization in his personal capacity. The speed is very fast, which can reach more than 200 times the speed of light. In just 5 minutes, the Emperor Athos had already traveled 18 billion kilometers on this battleship. At 200 times the speed of light, it is absolutely impossible for the Great Qin Empire to catch up with me. The Emperor of the Athos Empire laughed. He knew how powerful the Great Qin Empire was, and also knew that staying on the planet was a dead end. So leave early. Thinking about it, let the subordinates go and entangle with the Dakin Empire first. He stayed away from the battlefield, waiting for the advance fleet of the Chichirim civilization to arrive. HMPH, when the reinforcements arrive, the Dakin Empire will only be destroyed. 1. It doesn't matter if I lose everything in the hub galaxy. I lost the hub galaxy when I fought against the Qin Empire. Kaiserbear, this kind-hearted fellow, will definitely make it up to me. At that time, do I want 10 times the compensation, or 100 times the compensation? Even if it is 100-fold compensation, for the 4th level peak civilization, it is nothing, right? Emperor Athos thought happily. For a while, he even really began to seriously consider how much compensation he wanted to ask Chichi Bear. Yet at this time, the siren on the ship suddenly went on. The automatic operation program of the spacecraft immediately autonomously issued an order to exit the curvature navigation state and open the shield of the space distortion force field. But no alarm sounded yet, and all this action had not had time to start. Emperor Athos didn't notice the slightest bit. A huge beam of light rushed straight up from behind. Swallow the entire battleship in an instant. Everything, including Emperor Athos himself, was completely destroyed within a 10,000th of a second. There's no scum left. Emperor Athos didn't find any clues until his death, and before his death, he was still immersed in the things he seriously considered asking for 100-fold compensation. 20%. Chapter 97. The 5 and 4 level peak civilizations gather. Target the Qin Empire. Third update. P.S. The third update. In the endless dark space, countless dazzling stars dotted the black curtain. Densely packed, countless. The universe is very open. The Milky Way is the same, very open. The distance between stars and stars is usually several light years or more than 10 light years. In a dark space of nothingness and nothingness, a huge, overflowing curvature bubble instantly arrived from a distance. The curvature bubble begins to dissipate. The light is gone. A huge blue spherical battleship was revealed. The surface of this battleship looked extremely smooth, clearly reflecting the countless dotted stars on the dark curtain called space. You take a giant astronomical telescope to observe carefully, and look at the countless stars reflected on the mirror surface. You can even observe very clearly, even any star hundreds of millions of light years away. This is a planetary battle star with a surface covered by strong interaction force armor and an overall diameter of 4,200 kilometers. The 4th level peak civilization, the advance fleet of the Chichirim civilization. Now, in the battle star central control room. The fate of the galactic civilizations is shared by the May 23rd meeting. Secretary General Chichi Bear's heart is very heavy. Just 3 months ago, the planetary battle star of the previous fleet is sailing in the transition channel to the hub system of the Athos Empire. In another hour, it will be able to fully descend on the hub galaxy. Suddenly the warp director sounded the alarm. The warp portal of the hub galaxy closed. The cosmic string link is broken. Immediately, Chichi Bear ordered the search for the nearest stellar cosmic string portal. Thereby, it quickly escaped from the transition channel of the cosmic string. And start the curvature engine at full speed, spanning a distance of 50 light years. I finally arrived here 3 months later today. The jump suddenly went wrong and should have arrived 3 months ago. The result is just now. Sure enough, I guessed right. The hub system is completely destroyed. 1. In Battlestar's central control room, Chichi Bear's body was suspended in the air, and all the hundreds of jellyfish tentacles trembled slightly. He looked at the empty space in front of him, and his heart was full of anger. He is late. The hub galaxy has been poisoned by the Dakan Empire. The entire hub galaxy has completely turned into nothingness at this moment. Damn it. Chichi-Bear was very angry in his heart. However, because of his racial characteristics, he could not see any emotional changes on the surface. After the hub galaxy was destroyed, he did not receive any news from Emperor Athos. It can be seen from this. The Dakan Empire must have defeated the Athos Empire extremely quickly. Then he killed the Emperor of the Athos Empire. This made it impossible for the Emperor of the Athos Empire to send any message to Chichi-Bear. At this moment, several curvature bubbles of light came from a distance and stopped in this starry sky in an instant. We are the O21453 Hub Galaxy Construction Fleet of Pioneering Civilization. The other party directly stated his identity. Have you been here all the time? Chichi-Bear sent a communication inquiry. Yes, we escaped before the Nexus was destroyed. 1. But our FTL base station was damaged, so we couldn't send back relevant information. We can only wait here for reinforcements to arrive. The construction fleet of the Pioneer Civilization replied. Friend, I'm angry right now. Chichi-Bear's hundreds of jellyfish tentacles trembled slightly and said. I understand, Mr. Secretary. As a member of the 4th level civilization, I can only watch the evil Emperor Qin destroy the hub galaxy. Destroy what I've built. I am also very angry with the Dyson sphere art that has been built for more than 1,400 years. But it's no use being angry here. 1. Mr. Secretary General, may I take the liberty to ask, when will the main fleet arrive? The builder of pioneering civilization No. 021453 had just asked about this sentence, and he saw the depths of the cosmic starry sky. More than 10 curvature rays of light arrived in an instant. One after another, the curvature bubbles wrapped around the outer surface of the planetary war stars with an average diameter of more than 4,000 kilometers receded. Plus the battle star where Chichi-Bear itself is located. A total of 15 planetary-level battle stars of different sizes, but with a diameter of more than 4,000 kilometers, are completely wrapped in a layer of strong interaction material armor shell suspended in this space area. The 5 and 4 level peak civilizations of the Milky Way, the Chichirum Civilization, the Pioneer Civilization, the Hero Military Kingdom, the Northern Galaxy Weiyang Civilization, and the Iron Curtain Star Civilization. The main fleet sent all arrived. Everyone, the Dakan Empire has completely destroyed the hub galaxy and has already left. 1. Chichi-Bear sent a communication to everyone. Humph. It was a quick escape. Admiral Xingqian of the Xinghai fleet of the Hero Kingdom snorted coldly. The Xinghai fleet of the Hero Army, Admiral Xingqian is a humanoid creature with a body length of about 2.3 meters or more, with 3 eyes on the face, a mouth like a shark, and a gray skin color. So, the individual of our civilization, the artwork that No. 021453 built alone for 1400 years has also been destroyed. Pioneering Worker Civilization number 007 groaned. Obviously, compared to others, he is more concerned with the works of art constructed by his own civilization. Pioneer number 007 could not tell what kind of creature it was originally, he was more like a spherical robot floating in the air. In fact, in the pioneering civilization, basically all individuals have completely abandoned their flesh and blood. Replaced with mechanical organizations of different shapes. How long has the Dakan Empire fleet gone? Which direction did it go? Deputy General Manager of Northern Galaxy Weiyang Civilization Company, Group Finance asked. Northern Galaxy Weiyang Civilization, said to be civilization, is actually a giant interstellar enterprise. The territory is also very large, and the entire Northern Galaxy, whether it is the upper north or the lower north, basically has their branch offices. Group Finance is a well-dressed, humanoid avian creature that looks like it walks upright. But no wings. Moreover, the Group Finance itself cannot represent the biological group of the Northern Galaxy Weiyang Giant. There are many kinds of ethnic groups in the Weiyang Giant enterprise of the Northern Galaxy. It's been about 3 months for the standard star's rotation time. As for which direction it's going, I don't know. Because I have not found a trajectory for navigating through curvature space. 1. There is no trace of someone making a gravitational warping point and making a transition. Chichi-Bear replied. It's quite possible that they used some method to hide their curvature of the trajectories. The Starry Sky Tower, the captain of the Iron Curtain Starry Sky Civilization Army, nodded slightly and said. The Starry Sky Tower doesn't look like a natural creature either. He is similar to the number 007 Pioneer of pioneering civilization, and he is covered in mechanical tissues. It's just that he is more like an iron tower suspended in the air. In 3 months, if the speed of the curvature engine of the Great Qin Empire is more than 200 times the speed of light, it will be really difficult to catch up. It's also impossible for them to go to the nearest planetary system to make stellar cosmic string transitions. That's where we came from. Group finance. Yeah, we can only expand the search scope. The stellar cosmic string transition trajectories of all planetary systems within 200 light years have been checked. Hopefully I can find something. Chi Bear Road. Let's find out something, otherwise, it will be Emperor Qin's time. Admiral Xingqian narrowed his 3 eyes slightly, and an extremely dangerous light flashed inside them. He opened his mouth, revealing a mouthful of fangs. In this case, then we will act separately, leaving some fleets here, and each civilization is responsible for conducting investigations in one direction. 1. Be sure to find traces of the Dakin Empire. Soon, the 5 4-level peak civilizations negotiated their respective directions for investigation. Among the 15 planetary-level battle stars, fleets with their own civilizational characteristics flew out. A total of 1.5 million 4-level peak civilization warships. The 5 4-level peak civilizations are separated. Each civilization is responsible for investigating certain regional directions. Another 5.2 months later, at the coordinates of the destroyed hub galaxy, a planetary system 50 light years away. This planetary system is the newly selected, new staging point for the combined fleet of Tier 4 civilizations. Within 3 months, one after another, the 4th-level civilization battle stars came to this planetary system. The fleets divided according to Chi Bear docked at the space station for parking. Now that the time has come, basically everyone has come. Right now, in this tiny galaxy with only 3 planets orbiting its star. The top 54th-level civilizations in the Milky Way gather here. 60 giant 4-level civilization planet-level battle stars are parked in the galaxy. And the total number of more than 3.61 million 4th-level civilized warships. This is a very terrifying force. All civilizations have only one goal. That is, the Great Qin Empire. After 3 months of investigation, the 5 4th-level peak civilizations basically checked all the trajectories of the stellar cosmic string transition channels in the interior of the planetary system and the stellar cosmic string within 200 light years. However, the trajectory of the Dakin Empire fleet's stellar transition was not found. Why is that? Chi Bear was about to go crazy. 2. 20%. Chapter 98 Civilization Level Upgrade, New System Functions. First update. PS. The first update, and the third update. Of course they couldn't find any track of Qin Shang. Because Qin Shang didn't use the curvature to navigate at all, or the stellar jump channel to leave. Instead, it directly started the space transition engine of the star system where the Emperor Battle Star was installed. The fluctuation of the star system space transition engine is not undetectable. It's just that the 5 4-level peak civilizations are all looking for the space fluctuations inside the galaxy. They never thought that the Great Qin Empire possessed the transition technology of the 5th-level civilization, and there was no need to make the transition through the stars. This also leads to, they can only keep wasting time here. As for Qin Shang, at this moment, he has returned to the Cypress Boots galaxy again. Here, Qin Shang intends to stay for a while, after the basic physical technology has completely broken through to the 3rd-level civilization, and then leaves. Once the basic physical technology of the Qin Empire breaks through to the 3rd-level civilization, Qin Shang's own golden fingers will also evolve again. This made Qin Shang very concerned. But now Qin Shang doesn't know what kind of functions will be added to the golden finger that evolves again. As for the spoils after the destruction of the hub galaxy, after a 1,000-fold increase, Qin Shang got 18 trillion technical value. Now, Qin Shang's technical value reserves have exceeded 20 trillion. It reached 2,768.5 billion that shocked 01 people. However, the gains are only there. It still makes Qin Shang more distressed. Because there is no way to get in. Fighting against the Athos Empire, you can only get some common 4th-level civilization technologies related to combat. After being strengthened by a 1,000-fold increase, what they get is basically the weapon technology of the 4th-level peak civilization. At present, there is only one star system space transition technology that has been increased to the 5th grade. Qin Shang also realized that he had to find some stronger opponents. Moreover, at present, the outstanding features of the Great Qin Empire are all combat-related technologies. It is about those advanced technologies that can make the sublimation leap of their own race. Qin Sheng had no clue. Qin Sheng has always been someone who prepares for the future as early as possible. Now, although the basic technology level of the Great Qin Empire is less than level 3. But Qin Sheng has already started to prepare for the future promotion of the Qin Empire to the 5th level civilization. Relevant strong intelligence technology and genetic philosophy must also be prepared. In the Milky Way, there are 5 4th-level peak civilizations. It seems that if I want to further improve my combat power, I have to find them. And on the technical aspects of biogenetic philosophy, it is estimated that I can only find alien beast civilization. Qin Sheng thought to himself. The alien civilization is a rare civilization that is different from the mainstream scientific and technological civilization in the universe. The uniqueness of alien beast civilization is that they only rely on their own unique bodies, constantly strengthen themselves through various scientific and technological means, and edit their own genetic philosophy. Raise your level. The etheric dragon group that resisted the last Big Bang should be a tyrannical alien civilization. Qin Sheng also stores some ether dragon genes here. It is from the etheric dragon girl warrior. But these genes are weak, and even Qin Sheng can't crack them. I can only think about other alien beast civilizations. The number of alien beast civilizations is rare. Even if Qin Sheng has experience in his previous life, he doesn't know where to find other alien civilizations now. I only know that one of the natural disasters that appeared in the early game, the Zerg, is also a kind of alien civilization. The Zerg invasion was a relatively early natural disaster. When the game has been going on for about 10 to 20 years, most players have been promoted to the 2nd level civilization level. Zerg will appear. Moreover, the strength of the invading Zerg is matched by the Shanghai game system according to the top players. In other words, the faster the top players develop. When the Zerg invades, the corresponding Zerg will be stronger. And many more. Suddenly thinking of this, Qin Sheng suddenly realized that he seemed to have ignored this problem in the past. Hit the galaxy leaderboard. The Great Qin Empire is still firmly at the top of the list. The rest of the players are still only a 1st-level civilization. Qin Sheng's strength in the previous life was only the level of the middle and lower reaches of the player. But this life is different. Qin Sheng has the help of the system, and his strength has improved very quickly. It is now the 6th year of the Star Sea game. The Dakan Empire already has the power to wrestle with the 4th-level peak civilization. All go. When the Zerg invades the natural disaster, will the Zerg that appear be the Zerg forces of Nima or some advanced alien beast civilization? 1. Then that would be terrifying. After Qin Sheng realized this, he felt so terrified. But think about it carefully. In the future, his strength can only be stronger. Also relieved. At this time, the communication from Anvaria rang. What's wrong? Qin Sheng connected to the communication, looked at the black-haired frosty girl with virtual imaging in front of him, and asked. The object of unknown structure obtained from the giant space city of the hub galaxy, I have conducted research and found that it is impossible to understand with our current means. Anvaria said. When the giant space city was crashed in the hub galaxy before, an object of unknown structure appeared from it. Qin Sheng immediately recycled it. After leaving, Qin Sheng asked Anvaria to do some research. And continuously invested trillions of technical value to help research. However, but nothing was researched. The basic physics of the Great Qin Empire is poor, but the trillions of technical values from the game system are put into it. Even if it is a creation of a 5th-level civilization, Qin Sheng should know through the game system what it is and what it is for. But now there is no movement. Qin Sheng took a breath of cold air and said, could it be that this is a product of the 6th-level civilization? 1. If it is a product of a 6th-level civilization, it is not surprising that the trillions of technical values will be smashed, and there will be no movement. So be it. Qin Sheng could only let Anvaria stop researching that thing, and let her preside over the research on biological genetic engineering technology. Stayed in the Cypress Boots galaxy for another half a month or so. There was news from Yi Shuang. Fundamental physics is broken. The Large Ring Particle Collider continually collides the separated quarks. Finally, a more basic particle was successfully discovered. Former Sun. At this moment, the foundation of the physical science and technology tree of the Dakan Empire has reached a higher level. Qin Sheng also heard the prompt that the system sounded. Ding dong, congratulations on the upgrade of the host civilization level to level 3. The thousand-fold amplification system has evolved. New. Text synthesis. System new function. Technical synthesis. Both technologies can be put into the system synthesis panel to synthesize them. After synthesis, a new technology combining the advantages of both technologies will be obtained to a certain extent. It is also possible to obtain a technique that combines the disadvantages of both techniques. It needs to be based on the investment, the technical level of the technology itself is determined, and the technical value of the consumption quantity is determined. The newly synthesized technology will increase to a certain extent on the original technology of the two technologies. Qin Sheng looked at the system panel that appeared in front of him, with two composite columns on the left and one on the right, and a 523 result column showing the finished product in the middle. New to this system. How big? After all, you have to experiment with this new feature first. Qin Sheng pondered for a while, and the first was to transfer a technology of the fourth level medium civilization level. Preliminary electromagnetic digestion molecular strengthening alloy technology. This technology is the primary strong interaction material technology. Yes, strong interaction materials are also graded. The first level of strong interaction material is the strong interaction molecular structure material. It is also the armor material commonly installed on the outer shell of planetary war stars by the fourth level medium civilization of the Milky Way. As for the armor technology used by the conventional warships of the fourth level civilization, in order to save costs, most of them are the preliminary electromagnetic force digestion molecular strengthening alloy technology, which is a technology that can step into the door of strong interaction materials with one foot. The second level of strong interaction force material is the strong interaction force atomic structure material. The third level of strong interaction material is the structure of neutron stars. A tight ocean of neutrons composed entirely of quarks. Now the strong interaction material used by Qin Sheng is the neutron star structure. At this stage, it is basically the peak that the fourth level civilization technology can reach the most extreme. Qin Sheng does not know whether there are stronger strong interaction materials. It is estimated that only the fifth level civilization knows. Then, let's see if your technical synthesis function can bring me a little surprise. Qin Sheng looked at the panel in front of him and chose two technologies. Preliminary electromagnetic digestion molecular strengthening alloy technology. Amethyst nano regenerative armor technology. Combine these two technologies and experiment to see what new technology crystallizes. Technology fusion. Are you investing $1 billion in technology value? The investment is complete. Technology convergence. 20%. Chapter 99. The evil god corn is not as destructive as the Qin Empire. Second update. PS. The second update, there are two more. The integration was successful. Congratulations on getting the new technology. The new technology has been initially augmented. Strong interaction molecular structure regeneration technology. Strong interaction molecular structure regeneration technology, level 4. This technology can endow strong interaction materials with structural self-regeneration. Qin Sheng nodded slightly. This is a nice technique. Looking at the synthesis column in front of him, Qin Sheng mobilized another technology of the fourth level peak civilization. It is the third level strong interaction structure technology used by Qin Sheng's Emperor Battlestar and Neutron Battlestar. Are you investing in Neutron Battlestar strong interaction material technology? Are you investing in strong interaction molecular structure regeneration technology? Whether to invest in technical value, 1 trillion. Qin Sheng nodded, asking for so many technical points this time. The experiment has just been carried out, but it only needs 1 billion. Should be able to synthesize something good. Thinking of this, Qin Sheng started the synthesis. Technical values have been deducted. It's starting to converge. Successful integration. Congratulations on the new technology. Neutron regeneration technology. Level 5 elementary. The material is tightly bound by countless billions of neutrons, and the motion of each neutron is determined by the strong interaction force extended by the quarks inside the neutron. This technology also has the function of neutron self-regeneration, and is not afraid of the enemy's attack on the basic particle structure. After damage occurs, the neutron structure is missing, and as long as energy is input, the internal neutron structure can be self-replicating. Restoration is before. Good technique. Qin Sheng is satisfied. The technology of the fifth level elementary civilization. He still has a lot of technical value, and he can continue to synthesize. At this time, Qin Sheng turned his attention to another technology in his technology tree. Sky Curtain, Space Distortion Field Shield Technology. The Sky Shield is a peak technology of the 4th level, and the neutron regeneration is a primary technology of the 5th level. If you combine the two, what new technologies will be combined? Just do it. Qin Sheng immediately put both of these techniques into the synthesis bar. Whether to invest in technical value, 10 trillion. Qin Sheng opened his eyes slightly. So much technical value is needed. It's half of his current technical value. However, these investments are worth it. Put in technical value and carry out technical synthesis. The 10 trillion technical value is directly deducted. Soon, Qin Sheng heard the prompt. Technical synthesis successful. 1. The shield technology of the sky screen space distortion force field and the strong mutual force technology of neutron regeneration have been integrated according to their characteristics. Congratulations on getting the new technology. The new technology has initially increased. Strong mutual force stable magnifying force field and quark structure regeneration material technology, 5 elementary. This technical principle is different from the strong interaction material of the 4th level civilization. Level 4 civilization strong interaction materials are usually imitations of neutron stars. However, this technology directly sets a strong interaction force stable magnifying force field generator inside the quark of matter from a microscopic perspective. Enhance the natural strong interaction between quarks and quarks to cover all particle structures. By eliminating its electromagnetic force and nailing it together completely, ordinary matter can be transformed into strong interaction material matter. Quarks also have microscopic regeneration hooks. It can withstand the enemy's use of microscopic weapons to directly attack the internal quark structure. Because it is different from the method used by the 4th level civilization, the strong interaction material produced by this technology is not only stronger, but also its density and quality will not change. The 5th level elementary civilization technology has been synthesized again. Qin Sheng rejoiced in his heart. This is a higher level of strong interaction material technology. It's absolutely good stuff. A 3rd level strong interaction material item made by other powerful 4th level civilizations in the galaxy. Including the Emperor Battle Star used by the current Qin Sheng, the shell of the neutron battle star. Essentially it's a parody of neutron stars. Because the structure of neutron stars is different from ordinary structures, neutrons composed entirely of quarks are tightly bound together. No other particles like protons. Therefore, the material, density, and quality of the strong interaction force of the 4th level civilization are extremely terrifyingly large. And because it is completely made by neutrons, it is time-consuming and labor-intensive, and it is extraordinarily expensive. Also because the density and mass are comparable to neutron stars. Usually only the thrust generated by the massive tandem engines and reactors in a planetary warstar can withstand its weight. This is also why a layer of strong interaction material is added to the 4th level civilization only on the outer shell of the planetary war star. Conventional battleship construction could not withstand its enormous mass. Only preliminary electromagnetic digestion molecular enhanced alloy materials can be used as armor for warships. But now, Qin Sheng has this strong mutual force stable amplifying force field and quark structure regeneration material technology. He can have stronger and lighter strong interaction materials. For example, an ordinary piece of steel with a mass of 10 kilograms. After this technical transformation, this piece of steel can be transformed into strong interaction steel without any volume loss. Moreover, the density and mass will not have any change. It was 10 kilograms before, but after being transformed into a strong interaction material, it still weighs 10 kilograms. And this also means that Qin Sheng can completely miniaturize strong interaction materials. Not just battlestars, ordinary battleship, tactical humanoid girl individual assault armor. All can be replaced with strong interaction materials. As soon as Qin Sheng obtained this technology, he handed it over to Anbelia to use the new technology in his calculations. How much benefit can it bring? Soon, Anbelia replied to Qin Sheng. Your Majesty, after calculation, if the armor shell of the strong interaction material on the outside of the Emperor's battle star and the neutron battle star is completely using the new technology, then the total energy consumption can be reduced to 5,000ths. 1. It saves more energy. After getting the answer, Qin Sheng took a deep breath. Very good. But he couldn't help but scream. The application of this new technology is of great help to Qin Sheng. The reduction in energy consumption is only an added benefit. Qin Sheng really wants to miniaturize the strong interaction force material. can be used on ordinary warships and individual armor. The microcosmic particle 3D printer can only manufacture things below the 5th level civilization, excluding the 5th level civilization. And this new technology is the 5th grade elementary. There is no way for a 3D printer of microcosmic particles to create a related machine. Therefore, Qin Sheng can only continue to use technical values. Technical value is required. Is it consuming a trillion technical value and applying a strong interaction material conversion machine? Before synthesizing new technologies, it required 10 trillion technical points. The reason why it is so expensive is because it is quite difficult, and it is basically equivalent to creating something out of nothing. Now, relying on off-the-shelf technology to implement the application requires much less technology value. But, still expensive. A strong interaction material conversion machine requires 1 trillion technical value. Qin Sheng still has a technical value of 9,767.5 billion. 9 applications can be implemented. Wei Wei thinks, do you want to keep 1 trillion and only have 8 current applications? But it was quickly rejected by himself. It is useless to leave so many technical values. As long as he is willing to go out to fight, with the addition of 1,000 times the increase in technology, there is as much as he needs. And now the new technology is obviously something that can rapidly increase combat effectiveness. Must be applied sooner. These are all fighting powers. 9 trillion technical value deduction. Inside Qin Sheng's Emperor Battlestar, a production line consisting of 9 strong interaction material conversion machines was immediately added to the related material factory. It can quickly and continuously produce new strong mutual force materials. Now, Qin Sheng's technical value is only 767.5 billion. But Qin Sheng was happy. The technology is worth the money. Neil. Qin Sheng directly contacted the engineering humanoid girl leader, Neil. His Majesty the Emperor. Neil is still the same weak look. A new strong interaction material production line has been added inside Battlestar. You are responsible, and estimate the approximate production capacity and report to me. Qin Sheng said directly. Okay, Your Majesty. Neil nodded slightly. Then the communication hangs up. Soon, Neil wanted to reply to Qin Sheng. Your Majesty, according to the current production rate, about 90 tons of strong interaction materials can be produced every day. 1. 90 tons a day, that is, a transforming machine can only transform 10 tons a day. Li is good, it's all right. Qin Sheng nodded slightly. Nothing dissatisfied either. After all, in the universe, time is just a concept of nothingness. Qin Sheng's current psionic level has naturally increased to level 9. Not to mention how much the strength has increased, at least in terms of lifespan, Qin Sheng can live to at least 5,000 years old. However, compared to technology, psionics is still not very good. In the future, biogenetic engineering technology must be improved. When it comes to biological genetic engineering technology, Qin Sheng has some headaches. Thinking about it carefully, what the Great Qin Empire is now proficient in is basically all technologies such as war, massacre, and star extermination. Mad, if this goes on like this, my emperor will become the second corn in the galaxy. Qin Sheng snorted slightly. Even a believer of corn, at most one planet, a demon. And the act of summoning the Chaos Demon will basically attract bounty hunters who judge the Holy See. With the efforts of the bounty hunters, no matter what happened to the planet, at least the galaxy was saved. And now the Great Qin Empire has destroyed 2 planetary systems with names and surnames, where many intelligent beings live. This doesn't even count Qin Sheng's several planetary systems that were directly decomposed into elementary particles as raw materials in order to build the Emperor's battle star. And the influence of the evil god Corn is not big in the Milky Way. In this way, the evil god Corn is really not as destructive as the Qin Empire in the galaxy. 20%. Chapter 100 Suspected Changes in the Creation of a 6th Level Civilization. Third update. P.S. The third update, there is one more update. 3 months passed in a flash. And at this time, the Galactic Civilization Combined Fleet finally made progress. After extensive investigations, they expanded the range to all planetary systems within 500 light years. Finally, the clues were dug up by them. Mr. Secretary General. There is progress. Northern Galaxy Weiyang Company, Group Finance and Economics initiated a report to Chi-Chi Bear. Chi-Chi Bear finally heard the news that made him breathe a sigh of relief. Have you found the traces of the Great Qin Empire's transition? Chi-Chi Bear asked quickly. Yes, Mr. Secretary. Group finance is well dressed, and a bird's head is lightly lit. After getting an affirmative answer, Chichi Bear almost wanted to spray a mist in the air to show his inner joy and relief. All to me, hurry up. Chichi Bear urged quickly. Mr. Secretary General, don't be in such a hurry, we creatures of advanced civilization must maintain a good demeanor at all times. The group finance was not in a hurry. Chichi Bear could clearly see that the virtual image of the group finance in front of him slightly tidied up his clothes and cleared his throat. Then with a wave of his hand, a table projection like a company property report appeared beside him. Mr. Secretary General, look. We used this to investigate the 5,700 planetary systems in the lower north area. Finally, in one of the planetary systems, I found traces similar to the traces of the Great Qin Empire's transition submitted by the Athos Empire when it submitted the 523 proposal. According to the signs of the half-life of atoms in the surrounding space, we know that this transition trace is the trace of the Great Qin Empire's transition from this star 6 years ago. As long as we follow these traces to investigate, we will definitely be able to discover the movements of the Great Qin Empire. Very good. Chichi Bear was excited. Gather all the civilized combined fleets and set off immediately. This time, let's gather all our strength and follow this clue to find it. Be sure to find the Great Qin Empire. I must destroy such an evil existence as the Great Qin Empire. Otherwise, the galaxy is disturbed, and my conscience is disturbed. At the call of Chichi Bear, all the civilization fleets that scattered out and went to investigate in different directions were all called back. 60 planetary-level battle stars, with a total number of more than 3.61 million fourth-level civilized battleships, set off in a mighty, incomparably huge fleet. Followed the traces of the transition of the Qin Empire 6 years ago and investigated the past. Such a terrifying number of fleets are densely packed in space, and wherever they go, even the surrounding time and space will be distorted by the gravitational force emitted by the 60 planetary-level battle stars. Under this natural distortion of time and space, the path of light irradiated by the stars in the distant space will be distorted by it. Change direction. Any intentional civilization uses gravitational lensing to observe into space. You can find the traces of this incomparably huge fleet. The premise, of course, is that the star's light, distorted by its warped space-time, travels to civilizations capable of making observations. Qin Sheng's side couldn't find these traces, because there is a distance of more than 6,000 light years. More than 6,000 years later, it was passed by its fleet, resulting in a space-time distortion region of space, and after the distorted light propagated over, this huge trace could be observed in the Birkin galaxy through gravitational lensing technology. And after more than 6,000 years, who will know how far Qin Sheng has developed? The territory of the Athos Empire. The coordinate point of the former Macadam planetary system, 17 light-years away, the fief planetary system of a certain Attis noble. The stars in the planetary system rotate according to this orbit that has not changed for billions of years, and at the same time they are also rotating in space. The local noble's stellar transition channel monitoring space station. Several soldiers on duty stayed together in boredom. Brothers, have you heard? At this time, a soldier wearing power armor and carrying a laser pulse rifle on his back came over. What? The sentry monitors the soldiers on duty looking up. I heard that the emperor of our empire has died. The soldier who came over said mysteriously. The fleet of the Great Qin Empire directly invaded the hub galaxy, and the entire Neo-Otis star exploded. What are you? I heard that the entire hub galaxy is gone. Another soldier on duty could not wave his hand, said. No, how did I hear that all the stars within 1,000 light years of the entire hub galaxy were destroyed? The soldier on the monitor screen next to him came over. You are stupid. Our galaxy is also within this 1,000 light years. Are we dead? No. It seems so. Since the last incident of the Great Qin Empire's attack, the soldiers on duty have been strictly restricted. You can't be lazy. Even if you are on duty, you have to have a few people together. So they can only pass this boring time by chatting with each other. From their words, it can be heard that these grassroots soldiers under the ABFC rule of the Athos Empire nobles are not dead to the emperor. Don't care at all. Even the destruction of the hub galaxy is just their talk. It is simply unimaginable in other fourth-level civilizations. After all, the hub galaxy is the capital galaxy of the Athos Empire. As a result, they were used as small talk by their own soldiers. At this moment, suddenly the transition monitoring station issued a harsh alarm. There is a fleet that will jump over without a look. Immediately, these soldiers were all tense. immediately to the guard fleet of the system. The guard fleet of the local galaxy is not far from the star, and it is coming quickly. The efficiency is much higher than before. Just when the local guard fleet was in full force. Outside the star, the transition channel opens. A planetary war star that was wrapped by the space distortion force field and shielded its own gravity flew out. The dazzling Milky Way reflects a stunning landscape on the absolutely smooth mirror surface of the battle star. Planetary battle star. Looks like there's more than one. Just when all the Athos soldiers were stunned, one after another basically the same planetary-level battle stars flew out of the transition channel one by one. He simply ignored the fleets under the command of the local Athos nobles. It flew directly in a certain direction. Seems to be tracking down something. The Athos soldiers were also in shock and counted the battle stars that were not much different from the size of a planet. 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. 60 planetary stars. OMG. Which civilization's fleet is this? 1. Is there such a powerful civilization in our galaxy? The entire galaxy was shaken. But it's not over yet. A huge number of terrifying fleets of more than 3.61 million ships gradually flew out of the transition channel. Wave after wave, piece after piece. It seems to be continuous. A mountain range of battleships was formed in space. Don't panic, we are the combined fleet of the Parliament of the Community of Shared Future for Galactic Civilizations. This time, I came to this planetary system to trace the traces of the Dakan Empire. Please don't panic, we will not interfere with your normal work. 1. We're just tracing passing from here. Keezy Bear issued a notice to this galaxy that he had issued to other galaxies before. Follow the Great Qin Empire. Am I wrong? The local Athos nobles were slightly taken aback and asked the people next to them. Lord Viscount, you heard it right, it is true. 1. Humane beside. Ha 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 ha. The Great Qin Empire also has today. The nobleman laughed suddenly. Such a huge fleet is tracking down the Dakan Empire, why worry that Dakan will not be destroyed? The combined fleet of galactic civilizations is heading towards the coordinates of the destroyed Macadam planetary system. In this planetary system has been destroyed and turned into a void of space coordinates here. They probe the results. Mr. Secretary General, I have found that there is a curved trajectory in space. According to the preliminary detection, the speed of that fleet should be between 300 to 400 times. Very well, keep exploring. The combined fleet rolled out all the way forward, continuing to probe. They even found where Qin Sheng was when he built the neutron battle star. From this point of view, it is only a matter of time before the combined fleet finds the Cypress galaxy. But at the moment, Qin Sheng has left the Cypress Boots galaxy. Because something unexpected happened. The object suspected to be the product of a 6th-level civilization that Qin Sheng took away in the hub galaxy before suddenly moved. Away in the hub galaxy before suddenly moved. Away in the hub galaxy before suddenly moved.